To all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club sipping Moet is where you find me. The back of the club knocking holes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music blasting. But I just can't quit because one of these honeys Biggie got to creep with, sleep with, keep the ep a secret. Why not? Why blow up my spot? Cause we both got hot. Now check it. I got more Mac than Craig and in the bed. Believe me, sweetie, I got enough to feed the needy. No need to be greedy. I got mad friends with Benzes. See notes by the layers. True fucking players. Jump in the Rover and come over. Tell your friends jump in the GS3. I got the crime.
You know you shouldn't do that, man. That's not cool. That's being disrespectful. So he ain't saying that. So I told him, I say, man, just change the song, man. Just tell the DJ to play a different song, man. That's all, so it don't be nothing. So I guess he apparently looked at me like, who are you? I mean, I ain't listening to you. The song gonna play. Say, all right, I can do it, man. Just change the song. So he say, nope, the song gonna play. And there you go.
You got off on him. Did he fight back? Did he fight back?
No,
sir,
not at all.
First.
No, his security, his bodyguard, which is like twice my size, he decided to grab me after, you know, I mean, one guy was reaching over me to try to take a picture, but he kept knocking his hand out of the way. So I decided to say, you know what, come on, man, just relax yourself, man. So then he kind of swiped my hand, but then I put my hand back on him because I wanted to know where he was at. A little trick that I did. So when the guy swung on him at the end, behind me, then that's when he decided to grab me. And when his security grabbed me, then that just really got it all going.
So was that his DJ? It looked like his DJ was stretched out. Who was that stretched out? I seen somebody stretched out.
Oh man, yeah. They every one of them was stretched out. Even before you see, because when I started with him, when he was grabbing me, then I dropped him. Once he hit the ground, because I caught him with one hand right.
Security or the DJ?
The security. That was first. So once I caught him with the overhand right, that's when my guys started just like pounding. Then he got up, and it got crazy. Now the DJ, he just, oh my God, he didn't just go to sleep. He just really was out. Just, I don't know where he was on the. I don't know. He was just totally out.
What was Rick Ross doing all this time?
Watching and trying to get out there. Yeah.
The nigga was fighting back, hiding what he was doing.
No, he wasn't fighting back. He was just looking, and he grabbed the bottle at the end. But he tried to make his way out the gate. That's all he wanted to do. So there's a video too. You'll see him running out of the gate.
So the police got him out of there. How he eventually get to safety?
No. Security ended up getting him out of there. Yeah, security got him out of there. Police never showed up.
Police never showed up. Yeah, well, shit. He rolled the dice. It looked like Drake still got love in his motherfucking country.
Well, it's two things that happened. Because he had that little thing, a lot of people love Mercury's over here. I love Merc. Now, Merc and Drake run in the same circle.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Obviously, you know there's a lot more to the story before it's in that circle. So, yes, sir.
Gotcha. Yo, so Drake didn't even have to call no dogs. It was just what it was.
They got so many different stories. They got so many different stories going on, man. They saying it was Drake OVO. You want to say, it was Merc Mob. They didn't want to say it with the fans, so they don't really know what's going on.
So, who y'all represent? It was just what it was?
Say Say it again.
I mean, well, who you represent? It was just like a straight respect thing, and you ride with Drake Merc.
No, I was hired to work with Merck.
Merc was more that thing. Yeah, you was the Steve. This was the one driving us, right?
Yes, sir.
My man.
Sir.
He took us like to the bodega shit.
We went to the funeral too.
We went to the funeral. We went to the dude, the president for the Bodega Association died, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yep.
We went to the church, and then we went to the funeral over there.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Were you coming back down?
We went to the restaurant.
Yeah, we went to the restaurant. Well, you coming back down? You coming back to the States or what?
Man, that's what Steve called you for. I'm trying to get up out of here now. I got a flight in a few hours. That's what I'm trying to.
All right, well,
yeah.
Get on that
Wack.
flight.
I told him you will connect to make sure if you got a problem, hit Wack line.
No, give me my number. We get him out of there. Ain't no problem. All right, love, bro. What's your name? What that is? Big Wheel. What he called it? I'm trying to remember.
What's
your name, bro?
It's Will, but on the Instagram is Will is a Protector.
Will is a Protector?
Yes,
I'm gonna go follow that
WILLIE Protector, and Protector is spelled with ER.
Willie the Protector. All right. You the one get off first, confronted the nigga Rick Ross, whooped us a kid. Well, get on back, man. We're gonna put it together. Come on back.
Yeah, we definitely talk, man, once I get back.
All right, come on
there's
back.
a lot more stuff. You know what I mean? I'll touch bases with Merck, you know what I mean, see what is what, and then you know what I mean, what I can really say and all that stuff, and then we go from
come
there.
on back. Let Merck know it's for me. He know who I am through Slate.
Okay, yes, sir. No, of course you know. Man, you watch the show all the time.
yeah, there you go. Let's get back, man. Holla.
We were just on tour with Snoop. All month.
Okay. Yeah, that's love. That's love.
Yeah. So I definitely, man, it's an honor to holler at you, Wack. And I'll definitely be talking back with you, man. I'm gonna let Steve control everything.
All right, let me know. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Act, you know when I tell you I got the content, Act.
Yeah, I know that. I know you. I
So
know
what
you
I'm gonna
put it
do,
on.
Act, I'm gonna send you the raw and uncut so you can do what you do with it later on. But that's
Hey,
what that was. That's the man himself.
hey, so you know we talked about this on my stream, and I had disagreed with you, and I mean you could probably tell me like because I guess I wanted like other people's opinion because I know we disagree about this. So I was saying if I'm somewhere, right, and I got my people with me, y'all know that I might be into some shit, and some shit pop off. If I'm the one financing this whole thing and we moving to Canada on my jet and I'm the brand, again, it'd be different if we all go to a party. I don't want nobody to be like, yo, this is like some punk move. Like we all go to a party and there's no brand involved, there's no nothing, we not making no money. All right, we one get into it, we all get into it. Those are your homies, you can't do nothing, right? Like you gotta rock with your homies. You no making no money.
Yeah.
However, when I'm the brand of the situation, I didn't have a problem with Rick Ross kind of falling back. Now I didn't co-sign
But
him like
Act, if Ross was you and carried himself like you carry yourself, you would be absolutely right. But the shit Ross talk, what he portrays to represent, is no way he's seeing his mans them get stressed out and he hide in the corner. You could do that. We would expect. J. Cole could do that. We would expect. Rick Ross, the biggest boss, the this, the that, the this, the that, this. Nah, bro. Nigga, you got to get up. You got to get in the fight.
Yeah, but he portrayed a boss mentality. The boss don't get his hands dirty like that.
Nah, but he doesn't portray the ball. He ain't got no table set around him to where we can say that's his right hand, that's his left hand, that's this, that. He claim he living the gangster life, the thug life, right? That's what you claim you do. You get money, all right, cool, but you can't see your people because, bro, my people fuck with me the way they fuck with me because they know I'm gonna go for them the way they gonna go for me, nigga. From this day forward, his DJ or none of them dudes will ever feel safe.
Now, Wack, I'm gonna catch you in something because I've heard you say this before. All right,
What?
I'm hearing your logic. You say if it's me, cool.
All
But,
day.
but if you a guy purporting that type of lifestyle, this and third, no way you got to get in the mix. Now, I'm using your own words, Wack.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time you were speaking upon the brawl that happened in Vegas, and you said Tupac should have stayed his ass out of it. And Tupac was purporting the gangster shit. If we're going by your same logic, Tupac was right to jump in,
You
right?
missing the point. Tupac never jumped in. Where he was wrong at is he initiated it.
Okay, okay.
He initiated it. Now you on the West Coast jungle. You got 20 niggas right here, decorated soldiers and warriors, and you got the boss. You got niggas fresh out the pen on parole, all that. Niggas really from Compton who this nigga done did something to their people. They know who he is. They understand what he is and what that is, and they know we just can't touch him and let him get away. And in this environment, Caesar's Palace and shit, where it's a million trillion cameras, we know Suge on joint suspension. 6, 7 of the homies on high control parole. We can't do that right here. They can't kill the nigga right here and get away. So why even fuck with him? Because we know if we touch him and he get away, somebody gonna die. If not one of us, by the time we get back to LA and Compton, somebody gonna be dead on our side by some bullshit. Tupac went over there himself. When he went over there, he ran over there and kicked that off. He forced the draw of everybody to get involved in that.
All right, I get that. I get that.
Yeah, that's the difference. You notice Suge didn't go over there. You didn't see Suge the first one over there.
Let me ask you a question though. Okay, let's say the same thing happened in another scenario. Okay, all right. Even though this is not like a gangster environment, say something happened and Birdman is there, and
Uh-huh.
all right. Remember when Birdman go up to the Breakfast Club? He had a bunch of niggas with him. Rollo was one of them
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yeah.
They shit had popped off, right? Shit now pops off. I don't expect Birdman to get involved. It's the reason why he brought 40 niggas up
Well,
there.
you missing the point. This is a situation that Birdman was in. He was in a winning situation, right? He wouldn't have been, his mans wouldn't have been taken. Now let's just say Birdman would have went up there with 2 niggas or 1 nigga, and he take off on Charlemagne, right? And Envy jump up and help, bro. And now Birdman's man getting his ass whooped. Birdman got to get out. You can't run out the building. No, nigga, what you
Sure, he
mean?
wasn't selective politicking with it because
Hell no, you got to remember we talking about a situation where your side is taking the L and you are the only one left with some strength and maybe you can stop this nigga from getting his brain stomped out or this nigga from getting his ribs kicked out. Everybody stretched out and they still going to work on your people. Do you sit in the corner and hide and do nothing or do you run or do you come try to help?
now I also look at it like this though, man. You know, respectfully, I'm not saying Ross never had a gangster background. I guess he did, but like these
I
days,
don't
like
think he has.
you say, yeah.
I don't think Ross never had a gangster background. It's his
Well, he raps
persona.
about it. He rap,
Yeah,
but
there you go.
now I don't think that's really how he purported. He every time I see Ross now, I feel like I'm looking at a businessman who used to be a street nigga. Like it's kind of like Jay-Z. Like you don't look at Jay-Z when you see him now and be like, yo, that's a street nigga. You can't be like, oh yeah, he was in the streets, but right now he's a businessman.
So let me
Does
ask
that
you a
change the rules
question.
a
Do
bit?
you think if Jay-Z is with 2 of his mans and they getting whooped out, I don't know, you think Jay-Z will run or he think he'll
No,
help him?
I think he run.
You know what? I think he would too.
no, no, you know what it is right though.
I think he
I
would
like
too.
Ross.
I ain't gonna front. I don't think Benny Siegel will run. I think Jay-Z will run.
Now I like Ross, and I think that's why like. Now I really fuck with Ross, and also his DJs like my man's, like Sam Sneak. That's my man's right there.
So let
I
me
checked up
ask
on the
you a
DJ.
question.
Yeah.
If it's me and my team
Mm-hmm.
and Game is there and we stretched out getting what you think Game gonna run or you think Game gonna help us fight?
Well, Game's like a different type of nigga. Like Game's a squabbler too. Like so that's different. Like we just haven't. Like Ross has talked that type of shit, but we ain't never seen Ross in those. You know what I mean?
But
Like
that's
we
what I'm saying. People believe what you say sometime, Act.
all at this
People
point know the
believe what you
people
say.
who getting it in and the people who like the situations we've heard about with Ross is, you know what I mean? Usually if it was a confrontation, he had people around him. Or, you know what I mean, it was just some other unfortunate situation. Like, remember, I don't even know who he was beefing with when his car had gotten shot
They
up.
hit his car like 12 times.
That's, hey, again, you know what I mean? Now, the game, we've heard him beating up a nigga with a phone in his hand. We've heard him smacking the shit out of a nigga at a basketball game. You know what I mean? We've heard all types of shit, catching fades and more, all of that. Hey, you know what I mean? That's somebody who you expect something different from. Ross, I don't know.
So maybe we should, what is it? Maybe we should, on the side of certain artists, when it says explicit lyrics, maybe we should put fiction or non-fiction on the side of them. So people know, look, this is what they're saying, but they're nothing like this.
The only thing, and I'll even make a counterpoint to my own point, I think when they confronted Ross, like, I'm not good at lip reading, but I heard enough what he was saying. He basically was saying, yeah, yeah, nigga, I'm here. And what? Like, I think people just thought Canada was pussy, right? I think that's what it is.
Uh, I think they wasn't tripping, and when they asked him to turn it off, he got cocky because I think he was trying to get his content. He wanted to go back with the footage of look what I did in Canada. And that got debunked because it turned into look what they did to you in Canada.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have carried it different because I was kind of I thought he had more people with him, but even now I'm hearing that supposedly half of the people that was supposed to go to
Couldn't
Canada
get into Canada.
couldn't go to get yeah, exactly. And he's talking shit to them niggas. He said, "Yeah, nigga, I'm here and what? And I played it and what? You know what I mean? Like if I'm not in home base, hometown, I'd probably no matter where I'm at. You know what I mean? You could put me in the most peaceful, non-threatening place. I would imagine there might be some people who just feel offended, or there might be people who there's somebody like that everywhere. That's what I'd be thinking.
He could have got in there, did his set, did everything, and got out. I don't think Drake or nobody else would on some Ross K come to Canada. But when he played that song that had nothing to do with him, that he wasn't on, it was antagonizing the shit out of Canada.
Hey, by the way, I don't think people have realized everything he did wasn't only because he was in Canada. He's been playing not like us. Like half of it, the Rick Ross's new set for the last like 2 months, half of his set is taunting Drake. He's like, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna play the songs with the white boy. He's like, y'all sing it, and he'll play Drake's part, then he'll rap his part. Because you got to realize he already known as Drake, and then there's this whole thing where like half of his hits is with Drake. So like he's kind of playing off of it.
Now,
So
what
he's
you
been
saying that act? Do you think a lot of people being disloyal to Drake? If half this nigga hits is with Drake, why is he at Drake the way he is?
man. Hey, listen, I've been asking that question to everybody who I know is connected or who's worked with all these people, and I've been just kind of hearing the same question, the same answer. It's two main answers I keep hearing.
A female?
No, no, no. I mean, the female probably would be the third if we're going to extend it. But the first thing is these niggas ain't friends. Like they were never friends. These were all fake relationships that was transactional. And as soon as Drake didn't need them as much, Phones stop being answered, and there's no more we're chilling in the club. That shit is over, right? Which could build resentment. Like, Whack, if
Well,
every
they
time I
needed
do,
Drake. If they called Drake to get on their record, they needed Drake, right?
see, that's the thing. So, I mean, if you think about Ross, his opinion supposedly is, yo, when you was only doing records with Wayne, nigga, we brought you to the hood. We kind of made it cool for you to start talking this shit like you like you one of not one of us, but you cool enough to do it. You know what I mean? So at a point, Ross is thinking, nigga, you did need me. You did need me at a point, right? Now he might have outgrew it, and then Ross needed him for a record. But it's about the respect in between, right? Like if I always ask you, if there's a young upcoming artist always asking you for a favor, Whack, right? You do pretty much 9 out of 10 favors for them. They then blow up to be the biggest artist. You ask him for one thing, or you try to get, yo, what's up? I need this, and all of a sudden they looking at you like, what the fuck? Like, nah, nigga, that don't fit my bill right now. You're gonna kind of feel resentful. So I hear
Yeah, I
that.
get it.
I hear that happen a lot. I hear a lot of these artists. You know what I mean?
So
They
a
kind
lot
of
of
have
fake
that.
friends.
Yes, a lot of fake friends. Then I'm gonna be honest with you. I have heard that there is business. There's a lot of business that we won't hear about these things publicly because nobody gonna put their business on Front Street. Apparently, a lot of them felt like the respect wasn't reciprocated, or there was a lack of respect when it came to doing business with Drake on whatever terms, even if Drake gave them a song. You get what I mean? They felt like Drake was acting like he was bigger than the program, as you would say. So I hear a lot of that kind of, it starts souring people's opinions of you, and like, because I start even thinking about, I'm like, how come all these niggas now, like, suppose
Is
like,
going at him.
or they couldn't wait for him to be in this position where it looks like he's down. You get what I'm
Nah,
saying?
they was going at him beforehand. Before Kendrick came out with this banger
Yeah.
that stuck the nail in the coffin, we had who we have at. They was at him.
Yo, since I'm on Clubhouse, I give it exclusive on here because I heard this story. And you see everybody popping up at the, obviously the Kendrick Pop Out show, but there's a lot of people there, right? And I'm like, are they there just because it's a West Coast moment, or maybe they got an issue with Drake, right? Now I can't speak for everybody, but I hear, like, for example, the relationship with Drake, and I didn't hear this from Drake, by the way, but I heard the relationship with Drake and Roddy, it was good at one point, then it got a little funny, and I'm like, all right, so how that happen? From what I'm hearing, there was a song that leaked. There's a song that they were going to be on. Somehow it got leaked. I don't know how it got leaked. The song gets leaked, and Roddy at that time, remember this is after the box. He need to come back and do his thing. He need a record. Apparently, looked like Drake must have not cleared it. Apparently, gave him a reason like, "Yo, man, that shit already leaked. Like, we gonna have to cook up some other shit." But now Roddy was banking on that record. The timing ain't matching up. This and third. Roddy might feel away. Now I don't know if this is all the way true, but I've heard that, right? So when you think about that, where it's like, all right, cool. it- it- think about it
He
from an
was
artist
playing. The
perspective.
nigga was playing God.
Yeah, or think
If the
about it from an
artist
artist
wanted shit to
perspective.
come out, let him let his shit come out.
Yeah, or think about it from an artist perspective. All right, nigga, we're not all moving on your timeline. Like, if we're not doing favor for favor, because when I need you, I need you. you, you can't tell me when I'm gonna get that reciprocate type of love from you if I'm showing you love too. So I think that might come with a little bit of resentment, and then I think that might boil into people saying maybe they don't hate him, but they might be like, man, I want that nigga to get humbled,
What
right?
about DeMar though? That shit was crazy. It's
I'm
like a
gonna be
lot
honest
of
with you.
people
I'm gonna throw
who
that to you.
claim they was pro Drake. They went the other way on him, bro. Do you think it was a lot of fake love? It was out of what you think it was, because you fucked me up with that post, bro.
No, listen, I'm gonna tell you this, and I think this is why I'm gonna throw it to you. I see, yo, that pop out show was some shit that we've never seen before in hip hop. I don't know we'll ever see it again. And I've been saying that wasn't really a, I mean, of course, Kendrick dissed Drake the entire time, but it showed how much people, it showed how much people cared about where they were from, And I was googling this as we went by. Like I didn't even know why he mentioned DeRozan and Not Like Us. I didn't know the nigga was from was he from
Compton.
Compton? I didn't
No,
know.
he from Compton.
Yeah,
Compton
I
Crip.
didn't
Crip
know.
side. That's a fact.
Shit, when I seen Russell Westbrook, I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing here? I didn't know that nigga was he from like Long Beach or something. I didn't know. So that's one thing I kind of realized. I'm like, I don't think that's the case in any other place, and that's why I say the West Coast is special in that because I don't think DeMar is on some fuck Drake shit. Now he could be because here's the third part that you mentioned, and it is one of those things. They say Drake do got that proclivity to go fuck a nigga's bitch. Like he realized that's his girl you rocking with, he gonna try to hit it. You know what I mean? I don't know if some shit like that happened. I don't want to assume, but I'm gonna just say
In
this.
Drake's defense, if a nigga can hit your bitch, that ain't your bitch.
Nah, 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 nah. No,
He
no,
really
hold on.
doing you a favor, Act.
No, no, no.
Now, I
I
know
agree
you
with
gonna
that.
feel some kind of way because you a little mush, little teddy bear guy when it comes to your
Nah,
women.
nah, nah. Listen, this not even no tender dick shit. Listen, Whack. Put it like this. I put it like this.
A nigga can hit your bitch, that ain't your bitch. He doing
No,
you
no,
a
no.
favor.
Well, it's not about the girl at that point, right? It's not about the girl. I think even with Future and Drake, that's supposedly the speculation that that's part of it. But all right, let's put it like this: Whack, me and you, shit, we've done a lot together, right?
Yep.
Cool. There's a mutual respect there. If
Yeah.
I see if I see your lady,
Oh
even
no,
if
no, that's a disrespect. No, I'm with you with that.
but you know how it goes in this game. Half of these niggas ain't claiming a girl, but they got a favorite girl. And
That's a
really, it's
fact.
kind of like they're looking at other niggas like, don't really, you know what I mean? So when they see people trying to get their sloppy seconds, after a while, yo, I showed up to the 100 show, when I showed up to your building, I had the girl with me. It's not my girl. She ain't my girl, right? And she just a joint I'm hitting. But then you hit her up. You'd have never knew this person existed. All right, maybe one time be like, all right, yeah, Wack probably just he's just looking at beautiful girls. The second time, like, I think Wack just saying because this happens in the hood where a nigga be like, yo, if she fucking that nigga, she definitely fuck me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
Drake
that's
might be on
definitely
some shit
how it
like,
goes.
oh, you fucking that nigga? Nigga, I'm the most lit nigga in the rap game. Of course you don't fuck me. That becomes a little bit of disrespect. You get what I'm saying?
No,
So
I get you saying if niggas got some type of relationship and we turn around and you at her like that, right? Yeah, you gonna take that some kind of way.
yeah,
I feel
hey,
you on that.
hey, put it like this. This is just a thing for how I try to carry myself. Man, if I see a dude with a chick, I don't care. Even if he said, "Nah, this is just a hoe I'm hitting for the weekend," this and third, I try to stay very far away of it from her if I respect the dude. Because half the time niggas gonna lie to you anyway. Niggas be falling in love with hoes. Like half of these niggas getting the same woman pregnant. They dating the same woman. So it
That's a
might not be
fact.
claiming, but niggas got feelings.
You see me with mine, that's mine.
Yeah. So so me personally. I know the best way not to offend. Like you could break all ties with a man when he feels that you're trying to attack his home. You know what I mean? Or you're disrespecting. It's not even about a woman. You're disrespecting him by not even thinking he's man enough to. You know what I mean? You're trying to encroaching on his bitches. So again, I don't know why Drake. Like that's the word that niggas have said about Drake. For a long time, drama. A lot of other people. I don't know why.
Say he
I
hit a
don't know
lot
why
of
he would be
niggas
into that.
bitches, man. A lot of niggas bitches.
I think it's a power move for him. And again, I think psychologically, what I mean, not saying a nigga need a therapist and nothing, but that got to be studied because when he gets at a rapper, that's the first goal, right? He gets to Pusha T, starts talking about his girl, right? Gets at Kendrick, start talking about his girl. A lot of people, like I think Joe Budden, one of the sources of their issues, women, drama, women, shit. Even the whole Meek thing, even though that was supposedly non-existent, women. I mean, there's a lot of rappers who, that kind of reared his ugly head. And then also, even when he's kind of like, cryptically explaining the future thing, it feels like it's, like even on the record, it feels like it's about like some woman shit, right? Or like some petty shit. At least what
That's a
future
rap.
is even
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about it.
some bullshit.
So then again, I look at that and I'm like, shit, if, you know what I mean? And I'll even be honest with you though. There's one rapper. There's one rapper. I don't even know if I probably shouldn't even say his name. But I think I've said it before though. But I don't think he intentionally was doing it though. I was dating a Spanish girl back in like 2017, 2018, and then I was dealing with this other girl, and like niggas be having types or whatever. This nigga DM both of my girls. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I go on a yacht with the nigga, and I bring another girl. And right after we get off the yacht, the nigga DM the girl too. And yo, I'm on the yacht with the nigga. Like, yo, first of all, like we on the yacht, this shit's lit. We on the yacht. By the way, I don't even see. He don't even talk to her to be like, "What's your Instagram?" She's not.
Nothing.
So and I remember me and him talk because at that point I'm like, all right, man. Like once is like coincidence. Second, I'm like, hold on, a little head scratcher. The third is like, nigga, I brought her on the yacht with you yesterday, nigga. You just at this anyway. Me and him
So did
talking
you
really.
approach him?
Now we had a conversation, and I'm gonna be honest with you, he's one of them niggas. He DM every bitch. That particular rapper DM every bitch. You get what I mean? He's just like, yo, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Anybody who I heard was on the yacht, I DM'd him. Cause I was like, if I ain't fuck him on the yacht, I'm gonna fuck him after. I didn't know that was your shorty. My bad, bro. And but people could get like, wait, is a nigga trying? Like, is he trying me over that? It would at least lead you to have that conversation. If not, if you see a nigga who probably just doing it because he don't give a fuck, you might kind of feel a way about him. And
So you saying old Drake probably drummed up these problems because he getting at everybody, bitch, fucking everybody. It could be so. Yo, we got a few people on the floor, but having questions. Bumpy, you on the floor?
Yep,
No, he
yep,
not.
I'm right here. Can y'all hear me?
You got some questions for Act? Act
Yeah,
right on.
yeah. What up, Act? This Bumpy. What's going on, man? Nah, shit. Hey, bro, I want to know, bro, what's up with you and this gatekeeping shit on the from Pop Smoke Killer from Blockwork?
Uh-oh.
gatekeeping. Oh, all right. So this is well, clearly no jump. First of all, some crazy shit happened. I guess the dude was trying to, you know, he made up something to Adam to act like I was offering him money to do an interview with me. But it's good old leverage. You know what I mean? Like I think he wanted to probably get some more money out of Adam. Regardless, here's the thing. And I don't have a problem. I used to like back in the day. Me and Adam used to even get at each other back in the day. But these days, man, I understand we're in a privileged position. These days, the biggest media outlets are the independent media outlets. It's not like the Vibe magazine, the Double XL. So I try not to really go at my counterparts. So like even if I put out an opinion, it's just my humble opinion, but I can't tell niggas what to do. And I'm not gonna hate them over if they do something I don't approve of. Now when it comes to the whole thing with the Pop Smoke, I think his name is Blockstar, the guy who killed Pop Smoke or was involved in his killing.
Involved in, yeah.
Me, I just think it's a dangerous precedence, right? Now, let me lay out how I'm looking at shit. First and foremost, I know I've been doing this shit for damn near like 15 years, right? I understand that part of my history is I did the war in Chirac, right? I've also said, man, after me growing as a man and also as a business person, also in this culture, I'm like, I realized that I could have done that better in a more respectful, tactful way or whatever, and I could have done so many things different. Secondly, the more you become successful in your field, you don't need to be the person that's scraping at the bottom of the floor no more, right? You actually become the person who, hey, whatever agenda you put out, everybody's gonna follow. Like you know what I mean? Like a lot of times when I talk to these rappers, they'll tell me like, "Yo, Act, we want to do something with you because whatever you do, we know the rest of the blogs or everybody else gonna follow it, right?" So you got to understand that power and that matters a lot. So for me, when I look at the Blockstar dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. If he was a rapper that was already, and I mean, I'm not saying it has to be some huge rapper. It doesn't have to be the King Von, like Quando, like Lil Tim situation. I again, I wouldn't care because it's part of that person's story and it's the musical conversation at the end of the day, no matter if we're talking about real life shit, right? I think what dangerous precedents we get into as hip hop platforms. Now, I'm not saying the dude should not be interviewed. I'm just saying by hip hop platform if we're doing if we're like our platforms are built on the culture and the music business, which means we're not just like CNN reporting every death, every whatever. We are a part of something that's an ecosystem. So when we're a hip hop platform and we giving platform to people who aren't in the hip hop now, if it was somebody who was an A&R who did some shit, all right, I get it. But somebody who not in the music business who just his claim to fame is killing a hip hop star, I know the ramifications of that because going back to the war in Chirac, I know that when I was doing some of those videos, even though, truly from my core, I wasn't trying to hype people up to go do other shit. People looked at my shit and said, well, shit, if I need some clout and for some people, clout mean money. If I need some clout, shit, this nigga academics making up nicknames for the niggas who could get this person whack. They might be more incentivized. So I don't want to incentivize, especially us as hip hop media, I don't want to incentivize people to harm rappers or do anything like that, thinking that I could get a payday off of this. So that's my only thing, because it also works twofold, and that's why I was, again, to me, it was just like a friendly warning to Adam, because shit, put it like this: if you're interviewing this guy, why wouldn't you interview somebody else who just ran down another rapper or robbed another rapper? Why don't you interview the people who and maybe you would, the people who killed what's my guy name again? PNB Rock in that in the Waffle House. Why don't you interview, what I mean, the person? Why don't you go interview the dude who ran up in Bun B's house, right? But you probably wouldn't. The reason why you probably wouldn't is because Bun B is a part of the reason why even his platform and my platform exists, right? And for some shit that is not musical, why the hell are we going out of our way just to get cheap bottom of the pavement clicks? Again, somebody's gonna do it, and that's why I was saying that when I was in my Warren Chirac mode, bro. Like there was a million media outlets bigger than me. I was trying to stick out. I don't think that when you're a no jumper, your academics, or even a Vlad, or let's say a Breakfast Club, or a Joe Budden podcast, you don't need to be doing that. Somebody in the culture will do it. That content is gonna get out there. But when you do it as one of those big platforms, I just think it sets the dangerous precedence, and also it encourages bullshit.
Wouldn't
Because
you
right
wouldn't
now,
you agree that it's just as distasteful as like when Vlad interviewed No Plug behind the Bankroll Fresh thing, or even in your case alone after the war in Chirac? Wouldn't you say that some people find the 6ix9ine interview distasteful?
so it's going back to that main point I'm saying. If it's within the context of rap, I interviewed Fulio and I interviewed Young and Ace, right? I don't personally believe that their music is centered around a conflict. If I interview them and I asked about the conflict, that's what their music is centered around, and that what they're promoting. Again, we are hip hop media. You don't see political media going into true crime shit. Like they're not gonna you're not gonna see C-SPAN go interview the guy that killed, or the family members of the person who killed John F. Kennedy. So I'm only saying it from our perspective as hip hop media outlets. By the way, I do think this guy's gonna get interviewed and he's gonna do a documentary. I got no problem with that. I got zero problem with that. Like he has a story to tell. I have no problem with him telling a story. I'm just it, I just know when you start something, I know what comes afterwards. I remember people incriminate, like, everybody. I never lived a day in my life in Chicago. Everybody gave me that information. Like people would just do stuff and just be like, "Hey, here's the proof. Talk about me." You get what I'm saying? But it does breed other shit. That's all I'm saying. So again, when you're a hip hop platform and it seems like you're rewarded monetarily with clout and also money for stories about what you did to a rapper, I think it propagates it more. And also the reason I was saying we're all within this, man, listen, when they realize they can't catch the rapper, they'll catch the blogger too. Trust and believe. So again, we are in this shit insulated, and that's why I was like, Homie probably do got a story to tell, but man, let him go do his documentary. People are gonna watch the shit. I would have
But
probably
let
watched
me ask you a question, Zach. And I've been sitting back watching it. Do you think people in New York really loved and gave a fuck about Pop Smoke to that magnitude?
it. Now that's a great question, and
Because I've been watching it and it seems like it was a thing, but that's not there.
nah, yo, you bring up
Because you got a side of New York telling dude, come out here, we got you. Fuck that nigga. So when you dealing with that shit, and remember, Pop, in his defense, he died at the, he was at that breaking point of his career. You know what I'm saying? He hadn't, you know, did any tours or really clicked up or been running with this or made any type of, the allegiance he got with 50 Cent today, he don't even know. Right?
y-
Like, so I don't think that, I
yo,
don't know. What are you feeling on that side of it? I don't, you
nah,
know.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm slightly disappointed in New York. I'm gonna tell you why. Like even without the reasons, and those are the reasons, right? That I wouldn't do the interview. But even then, let's remove that. I was thinking before. I was like, well, your headquarters is basically nestled right in New York City.
Yeah.
If you do that, you're gonna get the backlash. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like now I'm feeling like there probably wouldn't that been that much of a backlash, because I think that's a disappointment. Because, for example, I thought there was gonna be some solidarity on how people in New York felt about, like, yo, this is a dude who killed someone who pretty much changed it changed the trajectory of what New York rap was, and it was bringing us places. This guy means a lot to us, even if we don't fuck with the nigga. You get what I mean? But I think in New York, it's kind of like, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
There's a few individuals, and I don't want to, like, act like everybody quite. Like, there's a few individuals is like, yo, nah, that shit's unacceptable. But when I first saw it, I thought that this was gonna be the response. Yo, man, it's clipped for no jumper with any New York artist even getting up there no more. It's over, because you can't go do that with that nigga who basically is shitting on the existence of somebody who helped an entire city. But I don't think New York looks at it like that, which I think is a little sad. But what I mean, everybody probably have their
I
reasons.
think Lord, for God willing, is not a good dude. If this would have been like, and I'm not trying to go too big of a guy, like a Davey situation, then New York be tripping and flipping right now.
I'm gonna be
Not
honest with
trying to
you.
go with a 50 or Fat Joe. I'm just trying to kind of stay, mid. If this was one of those situations, I think New York would be tripping. But for some reason, man, it's like,
Yo,
I don't think they,
unfortunately, I think it would have to be like a fit. Bro, I really think New York don't really come together for nothing. I think, I think there's a bunch of people. When I look at New York, like, New York is so even divided just by boroughs. Like, yeah, Brooklyn, yeah, they give a fuck, but niggas in the Bronx is doing what they do. Niggas in Queens, they do. So it's weird and odd, but man, I don't really think they would care that much, man. Well, not care, but I don't think they would be like, yo, listen, as a collective, man, you know, we just not about to have that. You know what I mean? Uh, it's
another thing,
interesting.
do you feel like if dude was to start rapping right now, do you think he did it out of order? Think he should have had some out already and then did this? Do you think if he was to start rapping right now, would people kind of like, well, he'll have an identity because they'll say that's the guy that was part of Pop Smoke. But do you think he would lose all East Coast support? Nobody wouldn't fuck with him.
Now, I guess I got to get a disclaimer on this, because I'm not really trying to get a do career advice. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was to give him advice, like, to be honest, you should have been. If he's in a weird spot, I think, right? Because he's gonna realize this in the middle portion he's playing. Because I did watch the interview. The oh yeah, I send condolences, but I'm not sorry, bro. You're gonna have to be one of the two. You're gonna have to be like, nigga, it happened. Fuck y'all niggas if y'all mad. This how get down in the streets. And shit, I think that's how a rap career starts. Or you could be mad apologetic, and that comes with some sort of sympathy. Be like, well, he got into this shit because he was a kid. But I think the worst thing he's doing, if we're thinking about some type of longevity, because once people hear the story, like you know, what I mean, now it's we have a time clock on it. This in the middle kind of, you know, yeah, I'm not happy that it went down like that, but I got no regrets. If I supposedly he got a manager, I don't even know why he got a manager if he ain't rapping.
That's a fact. I believe P Nice might be managing. You know, they called me like 10 days ago to do the interview before they called anybody.
Hey, by the way, he shouldn't even did the interview until the rap drop. If he's gonna rap, I don't know if he's gonna rap. You could tell me if
That's a
he is.
fact.
Like,
That's a fact.
first of all, you're supposed to do the rap, sensationalize it in the rap, and then everybody gonna want to hear the interview, and then you could tone it down. Be like, nah, I'm just rapping, blah blah blah. You don't like you gave out this story in a such a I want to say almost boring way that
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
He was too cool. He was
Yeah,
too cool. He wasn't in entertainment mode. AB, you in here? Where you at, AB? AB from the Bay. AB got a question.
Yes, I'm here. Hello, DJ
What's
Academics.
wrong with your mic, AB?
Is
Your mic is muffled.
academics, is this
There you go.
live?
Can you hear me?
Yo,
Can you hear me
AB,
now?
that's
Oh,
you?
I guess it is.
Can-
Hey, look. I gotta sleep.
Who is that down there talking off their mic? Maz, get the
We
I
motherfucker
got
got
up
her,
it.
off
Wack. I
stage.
got
We
her.
got
I
it
got.
taken
Yeah, we
care of.
on it.
Is that AB? I guess not. Bang. AB, get your mic right. Where Bang at? Where you at?
Yo, you can hear me? What?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead, act on stage.
Yo, what up, Wack? Man, bro. Man, I want to know what you think about the Lil Durk situation with the Lil Durk son, so say allegedly shooting his stepdad or whatever. You saw that?
yeah. Nah, I saw that, and you know, well, my perspective a little different on it because you know I don't got kids, so. Me, I'm like, yo, this is exactly why you don't want to be a stepdaddy, man. I'm like, yo, I seen a nigga post up. He say, yo, I bought you four wheelers. I bought you this, and this what you did to me. Like, yeah, nigga, you not my daddy. That's what happened. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm pretty sure if there was a domestic dispute with Dirk and the mama, I don't think he's shooting Dirk. You know what I mean? Why? That's his father. But shit, I don't know the status of their relationship, but it looked like the dude is basically, you know, he begging Dirk to come get his kid, and shit, rightfully so. I mean, yo, your kid definitely. I mean, also too, you can't really be fighting in front of kids, man. You know what I mean? But it looked like it was like some whole hood little ratchet situation. I feel bad for the dude, but um, I can't say whatever the kid did. You know, growing up as a kid, when especially like when your mom not with your mom is like your mom and your dad, and you almost and the older you get, you feel like you got to protect her, even if you're like 9. I don't even know how old the kid is, so I could see like,
Kid like 10, 11
Yeah,
years
he was
old.
10.
yeah. So I mean, I just hope there are no charges that come out of it, honestly. But shit, I can't say I'm mad at what the kid did. I'm happy the dude didn't die, but you know, if you had a single mother you grew up with, and if she dealt with men or men came around, you know, if you were unfortunate to hear them have arguments or whatever, you probably felt a little helpless, especially when you want to defend your mom in an argument or something like that, because you don't want to see nobody argue with your mom or put hands on your mom. So I can't blame the kid at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, obviously, the dude has turned it into like, yo, this is the type of shit y'all was teaching him, so this is why he did it. But man, listen, you a stepdaddy to dirt kids, man. Like if you arguing with his mama with a gun on your hip, apparently the gun was on his hip, so he had the gun. So the kid,
Hmm.
I don't know if the kid disarmed him or like while something happened, the kid grabbed the
The
gun.
gun fell on the ground.
Oh, exactly. So
That's what the
man,
report said.
I, I look at that from the kid perspective more than the dude perspective. I hope the kid ain't, you know, sometimes them type of traumatizing situations kind of make you either feel like something you're not or kind of fuck you up. So I feel bad for the kid on that one. I'm not gonna lie.
What's
Got
the
you. Listen, I feel like this. Something more had to been going on for the kid to trip that hard. They're
Time
saying the
they
mother,
got into it.
they saying the mother was whooping on dude. So for this to happen, it had to be a previous situation to where the kid at some point in time might have felt, I might have to help my mom one day. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fact. Yeah, it's probably not the first time.
Nah, definitely wasn't. And not to put it on dude, maybe the mom be wilding out. I don't know. I do know at this point in time, with this type of thing happening with that kid at 10 years old, it's time to Dirk need to come get him. Cause he headed one way from here. If Dirk don't get him and redirect that shit, put him in a different environment, we're gonna hear about this kid.
Mm. Hey, I know one of y'all probably just seen it because everybody on my team has hit me about it. They want me to post. Damn, you bad baby just posted her new nigga beating the brakes off her own security camera. Y'all seen this shit?
Her new nigga whooping her security guard.
No, whipping her ass on security camera.
Oh, her new dude.
Yeah, the guy she
Oh,
just had a baby with.
yeah, that's bad work. It probably been going on.
Yeah,
I
she got
get beat
like
Yeah,
up
I
by my
seen
girl.
that.
My girl, she be beating me up all the time. I just ball up, and take it. Fuck it.
She
yeah,
posted
she
her
got
eye
a
and shit.
You talking about
yeah,
Bad
What?
Barbie?
yeah, like she can't. Her eye look like it can't open.
Damn. Who is this dude? He's a regular dude or he's somebody? Who is he?
Yeah, he not really known in the music industry, but he's friends with niggas. You know what I mean? So it's not like nothing gonna really happen to him. And she deleted it anyway. I'm pretty sure like it's one of those shit where like she's still gonna stay with his ass, guaranteed. I ain't even trying to trivialize it, but you know, she probably just wanted like that shade room community to roast him for a little bit. But it's not like he gonna lose nothing. The nigga don't got no. From what I know, he don't have no job or position that could be lost in the music business or anywhere else. So
Yeah,
like
that's a fact. Only
she
thing
did,
that happened to him was some law shit. That's it. Hey
and
Rob, where
also
you at, A
That's a
Rob?
fact.
Hey Rob, where you at, man? Cause you's a 6'9" fanatic. I know you got a 6'9" question.
Yeah, hey, academics. This A-Row, man.
what up?
So we're hearing all this stuff. Like 6ix9ine, he just got to come back to the States and whatnot. And then like I saw a headline, I think yesterday or day before that they're auctioning his cars online. What's going on with him, man?
Man, really, it's mainly the all the stuff and he got going on in the DR. You know what I mean? All the stuff with the auction and stuff like that. I mean, just in general, how shit like that works, man. If everybody got to file taxes every year. If you either don't file or you file your taxes and you don't pay it, they gonna tell you, hey, pay us this money in maybe 90 days or 180 days. It's accruing interest every day. If you don't, we're putting a lien on your shit. Now, when you dealing with a lot of shit, like I think the regular people are gonna look at it and be like, 6ix9ine is broke. Nah, far from it. You know what I mean? But what it kind of shows, he's been kind of either delinquent or he got too much shit going on. He's in DR. The DR situation is like a really funny. It's a really funny type of situation. I think they're using what he went through in New York to fuck with him a little bit more because in their opinion, they feel like 6ix9ine went down to the DR and he's loved there, like some Robin Hood type of love there. Like people were busted in the courtrooms and his court hearings um, outside with like a whole riot. They're trying to make sure that he can't do none of that none of that there. And the thing is, what I always tell people, no matter what y'all think, man, if y'all got a passport, y'all travel. I don't care what resort y'all go to another country. United States is the best country in the world. I was born in Jamaica. Trust me. When in other countries, like for example in Jamaica, like if you were suspect of a crime, they could just jail you without reason for like a certain amount of days. Look what they did to
No
Andrew Tate.
problem.
They could be like, hey, they could jail you, then do their investigation. Then they got to come up with a reason after it. So they're using all those type of tactics, which you know, 6ix9ine is also on federal probation. So again, usually with a U.S. citizen, when you go out of country, you'll get it- obviously anything that happens to you that's of that nature, you're gonna get the embassy and everybody jumping in. But it's a little bit different with him. He just gotta wait some time. Again, I don't even fully know if he's because supposedly he had left the country. Then supposedly they say he wasn't.
He
Uh,
back. He called me FaceTime when he got back.
One thing I did tell him because what's happening down there too, that's pushing the propaganda for them to be very strict against him, and he knows his number one. I always said 6ix9ine is one of the smartest rappers I've ever dealt with because you know it's only recently I feel like rappers realize it's in your benefit to be like you want to be friendly and be cool and cordial with the blogs and the people who control the media because even though you got social media, other people could push the narrative farther than you and they do it more. He's beefing with the he's beefing with the media down there. Like the biggest media conglomerate down there is some guy named like Alafoke. They're at odds, but they're at odds because of the girl. Like the girl he's with. I guess they have a history. Always come back to the woman, don't it? Apparently, she had that dude's name tatted, but all type of shit. She's also Annuel's ex. So he wants her to not be with Six, all type of stuff. So like he's putting forth the propaganda out there to say 6ix9ine is is this evil guy who manipulated people in New York and started a crime family over here, and he's trying to do it in DR. So a lot of officials they're treating him and they're trumping up everything when it comes to the situations that he got down there. You know what I mean? So as soon as he get that resolved, he'll be straight. But again,
He'll be all right. He's still getting bookings. I done got like
oh
three
no, of course.
bookings for like $500,000 for the dude already all over the place. So Nisha
Yeah.
Kim, you in here?
Yeah, I'm in here.
You got a question?
Yeah, I have two questions.
Hey.
Hey, DJ Academics, it's Nisha Kim. My first question is, would you ever do a sit down with Young and Ace on Off the Record?
Yeah, I did one before, and I'll definitely do one again with him because and it's more than just a sit down, like in just of just like on some rap shit. Is man, now when I'm looking at these guys, man, all I could see is like a lot of trauma and hurt. Like Young and Ace, even though he dropped like pretty much two diss songs on Fulio since he died, he about to drop another one. Man, that man got a lot of hurt. Like you got to realize he was in a car with like his brothers and they all died with him. So yeah, you know what I mean. When I do try to do an interview with somebody like Ace or something like that, and I try to make it more than just okay, let's just gas up whatever type of situation they got going on. Because honestly, he's the last remaining main rapper from that region, and we all know when the rapping stop, the killing's still gonna go. So you know what I mean. I don't want to I don't want him to have the same fate as Fulio. That's my thing. But of course I'll sit down with Ace.
Okay. And my second question is, what made you react to that Kathy White video that Trap Lord Ross dropped yesterday? Since nobody's really talking about it, like, what made you bring it back to the light?
Yeah, so everybody was spamming in my chat, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought it was random and odd, right? Like, I've never heard that story till that time, ever. Like, I didn't like. I think we all just thought the only mistress that Jay ever really had, other than Becky with the long hair, was Rihanna. Like, I don't know about Jay Z side chicks or whatever the case is, but it kind of. And again, Traplo Ross, I don't know how the hell from the UK he does a really good job of like kind of getting to the heart and the core of like a lot of these things or bringing out stories that shit somebody like me ain't even know. But yeah, I watched that and just truthfully, I definitely do believe that um, Jay Z specifically is moving, and I'm not mad at him. I'm thinking he's smart. I think Jay is smarter than Diddy in terms of realizing the moguls of today that were active rappers and were, you know, executives back in the 90s and early 2000s. Yeah, they're under fire. It's pretty much like the Me Too movement for them, and he's laying low. And I do believe he's probably in the background trying to control all this stuff that he doesn't get caught up in this media storm. So nobody's gonna really, like for example, I see everybody talking about Diddy, and they're like, "Yo, oh shit, Diddy was fucking with and so underage." And I always look at people that say shit like that, and I'm like, obviously I don't agree or approve, but I'm like, I hate when y'all, just only selective politic. You know what I mean? Like y'all niggas, there's mad known stories of, so and so was dating so and so when she was 6. But all of that, we pick on one person at a time. It's like this is a scapegoat. He's the only one doing it. And after we're done parading Diddy, people move on. But there's much more to be, I mean, and again, I'm not trying to be no whistleblower neither. So, I mean, again,
Yeah, it's the gang up. That's a fact.
yeah, it was that era.
Yeah,
But
that's a
also,
fact.
a lot of people who's speaking up now, put it like this. I've watched other media personalities, I've watched other executives, I watch other rappers, because right now it's cool to kick Diddy's back in. But all of them was at a
Bobby
Rock
Brown
Nation
fucked
brunch.
a gang of teenagers.
Yeah. They were all at the Rock Nation brunch. They all was wearing the fucking that hat with the fucking plane on it. Like, come on. They people only they have selective morality. You know what I mean? They're like, nah, of course. Oh my
Elected
God, it's
politicking.
yeah. So again, anytime I feel like I even watch some shit like that, it sticks out because again, I'm not trying to blow the whistle at nobody, but it only sticks out because people realize like, wait, nobody else is talking about this but you. But then you got to ask yourself, why ain't nobody else talking about everybody? If Diddy was doing this, he wasn't the only one.
Hell no.
You should probably think about all the executives. All right, well, was every executive getting down like this? Were they having
Not
parties and
all
shit?
of them, but a lot of them.
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody's quiet about anything else but Diddy.
Cause let's be real. You know how it goes, Act. After it happens, they talk about it, they pass it around. Oh yeah, where's she at? Let me fly her in. You know how it goes.
Hey,
That's what they do.
and I mean, years later, it's kind of like the Epstein shit, right? It's like people found out afterwards, like, all right, we got to stop thinking it was only Epstein. He had a gang of freaky ass niggas that was trying to do this shit too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
niggas not just doing it by himself. Then
And
it,
let
then,
me ask you something, Mac, because I didn't see what this was the disrespect at. Freaky ass nigga, he's a 69 guy. I'm a 69 guy. I'm a freaky ass nigga with my woman. I'm like, yo, where's the disrespect in them bars right there, bro? That's like, yeah, all right, shit. Like,
yeah, well, I don't think he talking uh just about the act, because I'm pretty sure Kendrick got he got his significant other. I'm pretty sure he do his thing too. You know what I mean? I think what he talking about though is like,
the
man,
underage girls, the young girls.
well, not only that,
A
well,
minor with the hopscotch, I got that. But I'm like, nigga, you know, I'm a 138. I'm 69 times two.
now I'm
Shit.
gonna tell you what I think about. So I interviewed what's that nigga named Hitmaker, right, Youngberg, and he said something which I agree with. And he said the reason why these two niggas right now are being seen in this light, them niggas stayed too long at the party, and I kind of agree. He said Diddy was still trying to have freak offs and wild parties and orgies at 55. Like, nigga, if Jay used to do it, he cut it out. He cut it out in his 30s. Like, nigga,
Yo, he was fucking his son's bitches. What you mean?
exactly. And then I think the thing with Drake, that's why I think Kendrick say freak ass niggas like, yo, bro, like, you're a 40-year-old billionaire now, nigga. You still want to go to Turks with a 22-year-old? Like, bro, come on, man. How freaky could you be? You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those things. I guess he's trying to say like, nigga, you should have got this out of your system, nigga. You still chasing pussy type of shit. Which, I mean, I ain't gonna knock a man for still trying to do his
Yeah,
thing,
but
but
you know, them niggas living different, bro. You know that, bro. Every day, life's a party every day. You know that. Them niggas wake up and say the day is on, is on.
nah, I agree.
Hell out of Mike. Hey, we lock and live down. We want the whole top section. Hey, get the caters to the crib after live. Everybody coming back to Star Island. Check this out. We gonna have the cabanas in the back. Bitches, they call them bitches that do what they do. They could go post up in there, let them sit in the cushion, and tell niggas we charge them 5,000 to go stand in front of them. You know they can do what they want when they want. You know that, bro. It's just a
And I
snap
agree.
of the finger.
And I
A
agree.
text or the phone, everybody there. You can
And
look and live and see everybody looking at their phone, looking up, looking at everybody. You know what time it is. Niggas is leaving an hour early so they can get parking.
yo, and listen, I agree. Except that's why I say Kendrick a foul nigga because I think I do not think Drake is a pedophile at all. And I
He
think when he
read
said
the
that,
narrative.
I don't think I think Drake
I
fucks a
don't
lot of
either, bro.
women, but he fucks women underage. Now here's the thing, and I guess this is a conversation we should have because I do believe they're trying to make it seem like he's a pedophile because he's 35 plus and his preference might, I don't know if it's true, but might be still the 21, 22 year olds. He don't want no
Hmm.
30 plus year old girl.
Yeah.
And that narrative be working sometimes. Like on the shade, yo, you ever see like they started with Toby Maguire today? The nigga showed up. I don't know how old that nigga is. He might be like 45. He showed up to the white party with some young ting. Like she's like, she might have just freshly turned 21.
See, you got to get them in their mid 40s and still look 28. That's why they can't get you. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You get them 5'3", 143, 144, still look youthful and look young. You know what I'm saying? And they dress right. They listen.
yeah, but
Listen, man. Hey, listen. I was at the motherfucking game, 4th of July party. Everybody thought I had a teeny bopper. He was like, yo, Wack, how old is she? 24, 25? The little young niggas I almost had to whoop on 2, 3 of these. Look, young nigga, what you doing? Well, man, why you fucking with our shit? She our age. So that's the key. Get you somebody of age because a female in the 40s, pussy is better than a woman in the 20s anyway.
Ooh,
Anyway,
ooh.
right? And
I think
then you
Drake
get the
disagrees with
female
that.
in the 40s that
I
look
think
like they're in the 20s. You got the best of both worlds. Man, I got a freshman college cheerleader, my nigga, right here, right now. I'm chilling.
hey,
And I'm a 69 guy, 138 times two. That's a fact.
but I think that's why they be mad at Drake every time a new chick hits 22. Like the thing with Drake though,
You
Drake,
get them your act. You like them in mid 20s too, though, act. You a
yeah,
26, 28er,
no, nah,
20,
yeah, no, of course, yeah.
26,
Hey, let
25er.
me tell you this. I think niggas just trying to shame Drake into settling down. Drake been doing this Playboy shit. Drake been lying to people for the longest. He been saying that he in love, he's getting his heart broken, but all he's doing is fucking bitches.
He fucking bitch.
Drake
That's an
baby
ill move.
mama 34 right
Yo,
now.
yo, by the way,
That might
that's
have
an
been a
ill
mistake though, Act.
that was it was. Hey, that's an ill move. Yo, you know which guys are the scummiest? You see me? I always end up telling the truth and it fucks up any game I got. They be like, all right, nigga, I know what you want. The nigga who comes out and says, yo, I'm looking for love. My last shit ain't work because, she didn't want to set like he's rapping, he's singing like he want to settle down. He's like, yo, I've never, yo, Drake sung on a song. He said, yo, I haven't felt this way since I was a kid. That's what he said on the four bat song.
But
Man,
I will tell you this, bro.
Drake just
I
playing these chicks,
I
man.
will tell you what they played him on was the Colorado situation. I tried to help. Colorado legal age of consent is 17. The father was there. Drake was not his age now. I believe Drake was
You was 20, I
maybe
believe.
21, 22, some shit like that, somewhere around there. So they tried to make it look like he just did this shit, right? Playing it, they was trying to run the play. So at the end of the day, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I can't blame a motherfucker if he 38 and he fucking with somebody 25, but that's his preference. That's his preference.
Yo,
Zing,
here's the thing.
Zing, I'm listening. Go ahead.
I think the way for Drake to kind of get up out of this, yo, they're shaming him off of the dating app. They're shaming him out of the dating marketplace. If he right now says, yo, I'm engaged to this girl or I'm about to build yo, all that shit about him being a pedophile, because there's no proof. Like, the only thing they're gonna bring up is that little kiss or whatever, right? But there's
There's
nothing
no
else.
proof.
Like, okay,
There's none.
yeah, like they're gonna be like, oh, well, he texted this girl. Did he text the girl that he want to fuck, or did he talk about the fact that they're both in this music business and how that relates to life? You know what I mean?
That's real. That's real. I'm with you on that. I seen that. They was trying to drive a narrative, but you got to remember that happens when the shit starts to go against you. It doesn't matter, and this is why, Act, and you know it. We have our we have our circle of friends, our comrades, to where we're there for us like that. Because regardless, if you want to say and some shit come at Act, right? Right?
Mhm.
And some shit come with Wack. It's best to act have a Whack as a comrade than not as a comrade, adding to the bullshit narrative and vice versa. It's
That's a
best
fact.
to act. Whack has an act because if act starts to add to what the other motherfuckers are saying, and I start to add to what the other motherfuckers are saying about you, and so on and so forth, and then it's a harder fight. Because regardless if it's the truth or not, once they start talking about it, it's in the algorithm, and before you know it, act, you start getting phone calls, it's affecting the business. It's
Hey,
affecting this and affecting that. All kind of crazy shit, bro.
hey, Wack. So, what the other day I'll go out to I went out to Top Golf. So I go out to Top Golf with a couple of my homies,
Yeah.
and it's a bunch of people see me. So everybody coming up for pictures, whatever, whatever. Some girls see me and they come up and they say, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" And this was I realized. I said, I thought people would like just know certain shit is bullshit.
Nah.
So this chick says to me as she takes the picture, she says, "Hey, is it true that that you and Drake be fucking dogs?" I'm like, "What?"
Hmm?
Now, you know where that came from? That's some Twitter shit. I was on my stream. I think Drake had texted me or something like that. I have four Rottweilers. They're all in my house right now. You know niggas try to break in my house. So I got all type of guns. I bought four guns yesterday. I got four Rottweilers, nigga. I got four Rottweilers and one of them got hit by a car. So he can't really move around. So he got to stay
Yeah,
in the,
yeah.
in the in the
And
cage a
rocks
lot.
already get bad hips in their old age. So he
Exactly. So he tired of being in the cage or whatever. It's right outside my studio room. So I'm reading the text. This is when the bullshit rumor is going around that Drake is wearing dog masks because he's fucking dog, which is clearly fake. Like, you know what I mean? But anyway, my dog starts growling in the background, but I'm looking at my phone. So the dumbass is on Twitter like, yo, Drake sent him the video of him fucking the dog. Here's the thing. I explained it right after because I seen some people start taking it. I'm like, no, no, no. That's my actual dog that's outside this room that's crying. I who the hell send a video of them fucking it? Come on, that's some
Yeah,
disgusting shit.
but you got bro, act 70% of this world dumb as fuck, bro. They
The
sheep,
girl
so
asked me, and then I really said, "Where'd you get that from?" She said, "I seen it on Twitter." I said,
and held on to it all this time.
"Yeah."
I got a New Yorker in here got a music question about New York. Zine, where you at, Zine?
Yo, Wack, what up? Yo, Ack, what up?
What up, man?
All right, so listen, I know you're familiar with the sound in New York right now with Cash and the whole
Mhm.
sexy drill sound and shit like that. What you feel about that sound, longevity? I know you see a lot of. I know I've noticed a lot of people kind of like gravitate toward that style. What do you think about that whole thing? How you think that could help out with
So,
just New York in general?
anytime that there's a popular sound, I always look at it like this. Think about reggaeton. Like reggaeton was one they call it rhythm and dancehall culture that some Hispanic people jumped on and they turned to a whole genre. One particular beat. If you notice, the drums are always the same. The sexy drill thing, I like it, but I think it's gonna get burnt out real quick. Shout out to Cash Cobain and everything, but I think everybody's trying to do it and it's gonna get burnt out. Now, here's the thing: it's about how you evolve that. You could build off of it. You could kind of mold it in with certain shit. And if that happens, I think that'll be a good, because obviously you still have more of the like the aggressive kind of like sped up sample drill shit. But this is like a good type of shit where you bring the ladies in, which if niggas trying to sell music and not just trying to make music to just encourage more death, not saying that regular drill music don't, kind of sell or whatever, but when you making music where the ladies could like and it's still kind of in that little shit talking vibe, that's good. Cause now you're gonna be able to go perform, you're gonna make money with it. I just think they gotta keep evolving the sound. Like one thing I realized when it comes to, you know, New York, it's a little bit monkey see, monkey do. Like when Pop,
For sure,
right before Pop died
for
and when he
sure.
died, everybody had the deepest voice in history. Like I've never seen like I've seen 16-year-olds. I'm like, nigga, you sound like you're 80. Like everybody because that was the thing to do. So you just need people to kind of build and evolve these sounds. But I think New York City, for a very long time, people were wondering like, damn, New York looking bad. I think New York has been looking good the last couple of years. You just got to keep building and evolving. And I think what we're missing and this is no disrespect to Cash, is like, and this is why Pop was special. Pop was not only great musically, he didn't also, and pause on this, like he had the look, but he you could tell he was a star. There's a quality about being a star. You know what I mean? Wack definitely knows what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, when you have somebody that gives off the energy like, oh, I'm him, I'm the star, and people are gonna receive that. That's what takes the whole shit to another level. Because, I always tell people like, even shit, anything you do, but even in like say YouTube media, type of wave, it's always a trickle down effect, right? You need somebody to blow up so crazy that even if you're not him, you're 504 and you're still lit as fuck. You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
we
for
just need a
sure. I
star.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah, we need a star to really pop up, like pop out of that, to really
Cause I seen
make
him
that shit
touching
like.
with he got a few joints on Don Tolliver. Travis been fucking with him, so I kind of see. But again, I come from the whole Raider clan like ASAP shit, so I remember the movements and that's what you talk about. Everybody monkey see, monkey do. So I understand what you're saying on that angle. It got to evolve past the. But
Yeah,
Rocky was a star, so I see what you're saying too
yeah,
with
that
that.
Rocky was a star.
Yeah, so
Like let me tell you this, and it's kind of, and pause what I'm saying is because I ain't on no gay shit, but it's like a star. You could tell a star when he walks, like, oh, that nigga's a star. Like before the music even start, oh, that nigga's a star. Like that nigga's moving in a way where like people
yeah, I
gonna be
hear
like,
what you're
oh, okay,
saying.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because half of what rap is like, niggas want to be like the rappers. You know what I mean? Like you listen to something, if you listen to it enough, you realize the mannerism starts to kind of adapt to what they do. You want to dance like them, you want to dress like them, you want to talk like them. So again, I think sometimes people don't realize. You see, now it's very easy to pop off because you might just have a hot song. But the reason why we do see a lot of people with one hot song, and especially the TikTok era, is that, you know, and this is where artists development used to come in. You're trying to create an artist, and the artist is supposed to be the cool guy. The artist is supposed to be the person who the masses want to be like, and it don't necessarily have to. I mean, shit, like we're thinking about like emo rap or whatever. Like, look at X. X was one of those people. He wasn't probably the most coolest guy if we're just talking about like with gangsters or whatever, but you have to be that person. You just stand out. So, um, you know, Cash is super talented, and I think he's still building. So we'll see how it turns out, man. But I'm rooting for him.
All right, for sure.
One of my funniest people on stage, she a little crazy. We call her Empress. She from Philly. Where you at, Empress?
I'm right here, Mr. Wack. Good
You got
evening,
a you got
everybody.
a question, as you know, call him Mr. Academic.
Yes, Mr. I was like, oh my God, did I say Mr. or DJ? Mr. DJ. I was like, I was trying to figure it out for like an hour. So, good evening, Mr. Okay, good evening, Mr. Academics. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I have two questions for you. One is regarding mental health. So, because mental health is awareness is growing in hip hop. So, how do you believe media outlets can be more responsible in covering artist struggles? I did hear you mention something previously, so I would like to know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of
Tell the truth, bro.
now it's
Niggas
kind
gotta
of
be halfway crazy coming into this shit, man.
yeah, no, it's kind of difficult, and man, it's a really difficult question to answer because mental health awareness is a bit I think we're more in tune with what the artists are going through, or like, like for example, let's use like Lizzo. Obviously like Lizzo's like she's going through some stuff, and like even when I'm Wack, remember the call he called me. She did, even Drake called me when it came to like Scissor, because I thought we were roasting each other, but like she felt away, and that was one of the things where it's like, yeah, I know this is hip hop, but you don't want to be just always on the extreme with it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, along the way and coming into the game, just like Wax says, a lot of people are, what I mean, some of these motherfuckers is off, man. Some of these motherfuckers is off. And also, I think sometimes people don't want to accept that a lot of great shit y'all like comes from people who are kind of mentally out
There
there.
you go. What did Lil Wayne tell him? Without
or
this
people
double
off
cup
drugs.
and this lean, you wouldn't have none of these hits.
Yeah, yeah.
Period.
Yeah, that's like the catch 22 when you talk about the drug use or you talk about, you know what I mean, of course we want a drug free
You hold
society,
on the outside, baby.
except half of these dudes is telling you that, you know what I mean, I couldn't come up with this great song that you like singing every day if I wasn't high out my mind. Or sometimes, you know, some of these people who are rapping some of the things and you're like, damn, how does motherfucker think thought about that, they're kind of out there, you know what I mean, like, and again, I noticed by speaking with a lot of these artists. And I'm like, damn, I could tell this is not only on the record, this is how this person thinks and operates. Like, man, this person wanna, you know, put it like this. Two artists that so many people like, NBA Youngboy, Kodak Black. You know, if you ever had the privilege to be on the phone with these guys or hang around them, you know, shoot, you might end up turning into a therapist with them. Like these guys are processing a lot of trauma. They're going through a lot of shit. Sometimes they're self-medicating. And you know, again, it does come up with amazing work because you see the fans like, oh shit, nah, I want him to talk about that. But it's like a catch 22. So sometimes it's like a balancing act. That's where like a lot of times family management comes in
So
because go ahead.
Hold on, nigga. Because I just got a question, and I missed this shit. AK, where you got? AK from Jersey. Where you at, AK?
I'm right here, Yo,
Go
Act.
ahead, ask Act this question. Something happened on stage, Act. What's the question?
What happened?
Yo, Act, what up, bro? I'm from Trenton. You heard? What
What's
up, what
good?
up? Hey, what happened that night at the Back on Fig show when you got pressed in the crowd? What was the issue there?
Well, first of all, we gotta address what do you think being pressed is? I think being pressed is
I watched the video. They was like coming at you kind of crazy. They was
not
talking at you instead of
Well,
talking
Act
to
gonna
you. You know
tell
what I
you if
mean?
a motherfucker didn't put his hands on him, he'd get pressed.
no, what Whack? This is I looked at that as great old content. These guys paid, you know, paid money to come to the show. I thought that was entertainment.
Yeah,
If it had stopped being entertainment, I would have like I would probably feel different about it. I told AD after no, but I kind of explained what happened. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you know, I've done like kind of events, like a live event for like my audience already. I got booked for certain stuff. I just came back from London. I did some stuff over there. You know, got really good reactions. It's the first time I went to an event, and I thought so. AD invited me and say, "Yo, come pull up." I said, "Of course I'm gonna pull up." You know what I mean? He always show me love. I'm gonna show him love too. So I pull up. I'm now thinking, all right, back on Fig community, they were a part of No Jumper. If you watch No Jumper, you know Act, cool. I kind of know the No Jumper audience a bit. I said, I'm gonna go in here and they're gonna love the hell out of me. Man, I walked up in there, they told me to come on stage. And I noticed about 3 minutes in, I took, if you see the whole video, when I come on stage, I took 2 shots of Henny, because they had Henny for me on stage. And then I put my hand over my eyes I'm looking, I'm like, nah, this shit don't look like no jumper crowd up in here. This shit felt like I was on the West Coast, nigga. Like everybody was throwing up sets. I'm like, yo, I didn't even know there was that many gangbangers in motherfucking on the East Coast. Everybody was shouting. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what type of audience is this? I'm like, these ain't the niggas that's watching No Jumper. Ain't no fucking way. Anyway, then it comes to because again, I know people's audience. Remember, I'm still thinking this is No Jumper's crowd, right? Because they used to work in No Jumper. Man, it came to the conversation about 6ix9ine. Listen, I'm always me. So I'm like, yo, 6ix9ine's my friend. Man, as soon as I said that, niggas start talking over me. It's like, man, fuck that nigga. I'm like, whoa, wait, what's going on here? Like, niggas start getting belligerent. I mean, like I'm starting to notice. I'm like, yeah, this kind of is not. It's a little hostile in here. But I'm like, you know what? They're playing. I'm a good sport. I play too. It do come down to the point where there's a guy and he's saying some shit. I don't know how he got the mic, and I'm like, well, if you're gonna say certain stuff, I said you got to show yourself that people can see you because you're just trolling at this point. So the dude start getting upset. He's like, yo, this and third. I mean, nothing ended up happening, but uh, like I thought it was a no jumper crowd, man. I was definitely wrong. I didn't know the back on Fig niggas. They got a whole bunch of niggas and gangs that is really anti some of the things. Because the thing when me and Wack get along. Well, first of all, Wack understands civilians, and that's a big like that separation from so many other people. Wack could be who he is and still be like, all right, well, Ack is this person. I understand why he feels like this because he's this person. Not everybody has that opinion. You know what I mean? Some people gonna be like, yo, if you fuck with 6ix9ine, you a snitch too. And I don't like snitches. You know what I mean? But yeah, nothing really happened. I'm glad that nothing really happened. You know what I mean? I'm never trying to purport myself or trying to get into no type of altercation. And also, that was the same venue I was trying to bring Charleston White to. So I'm glad none. I think business wise too. I'm not trying to have some shit happen and then people gonna be like, all right, bet, good. We definitely ain't letting this nigga back in this building for maybe an event he want to do. But yeah, we're definitely getting into it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Word, word. Thanks, bro.
Ru-
And also, I was in New York. Yo, I was in New York, and they was going crazy. And I was just like, I don't know. I needed a couple Jersey niggas in there with me. I ain't even gonna lie. I had people with me, but the crowd was all New York niggas who was just gang banging. I didn't even know there was that many gangs in New York.
Hell yeah, bro! I learned about 10 more extra gangs yesterday alone. Talking about Pop Smoke. Yo,
Oh
listen,
man.
I got one of the ladies in here, Rue.
Hey, what's
She
up?
had a, she had a question for you, man. I guess you said some crazy shit, Rue.
He
There you
said
go,
some
Rue.
crazy shit.
What I
What's up
say?
with you talking about Glorilla look like a man, man?
Hey, first of all, I think Neighborhood Talk hosts that, and they always catch the worst. First, here's the thing I keep trying to tell everybody. Hey, eventually, I'm gonna do stand up comedy. Like, few reasons why. It's the only way you could say shit and people not think you're trying to kill somebody. Like a lot of times when I'm like these days when I'm talking about Meek Mill, of course I don't like the guy, but it's not like I'm like, yo, yeah, I can't wait. No, I'm joking. Like I joke on everybody. I joke on Drake. I joke on myself. I joke on myself about weight, this and third. With Glorilla, I was roasting everybody at the white party. Number one, I don't like the white party. I literally do feel like it's like a colonizer party. You know what I mean? Something that with all due respect, Michael Rubin co-opted where all the Negroes basically show up to a glorified slave auction. There's something about it that just don't smell good to me. Anyway, I'm going through pictures. I'm roasting everybody, and I come to Glorilla. That's the part they leave out. So I'm roasting everybody. I'm roasting PJ Tucker. I was like, this nigga's a bum, whatever, whatever. I'm roasting OBJ, Drake. You know what I mean? Whatever. Now, now every joke is rooted in some type of truth. So I do really feel like with Glorilla, and y'all could disagree, I believe that Glorilla's being marketed wrong. I'm not saying she's not talented. I think she's being marketed wrong. I don't think Glorilla is going to be as successful as she could be if she's just trying to do the girly like, oh, check out my titties and my ass shit, because
Facts.
people remember the first that first appearance in the FNF video. That's just not that. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna compete. You see, Ice Spice, when they're sitting down and basically like crafting up Ice Spice's promo plan, I could tell you now, her label is saying, yo, all right, we've done promoted you twerking, we've done promoted this, let's promote a relationship. That's exactly what's going on. That's how you promote an artist. With me, when it comes to Glorilla, I'm looking at it to say, I don't think the quote unquote sexy Glorilla is what takes her to the next level because of many different reasons. She's making music where, you know what I mean, she's kind of coming across like a nigga. You know what I mean? In a sense, she's not making like Barbie music like Nicki or twerking music like Meg or Ice Spice. So I feel like they're making a mistake that way. So anyway, so that's why I say, yo, when I see her, I still see the person that was in the FNF video. She looked like a little boy to me. And also, this is just my preference. I could be wrong. There's might be people who are attracted to that type of build. And maybe, and see, this is what I'm saying. I'm self-deprecating too. Maybe it's because I'm fat. All right. When I see Coil Ray and what's the other one and Glorilla, I just see two flat chested little niggas. I'm sorry.
I'm
Like get mad at me
crying,
if y'all
bro.
want. Listen. I see people who to
So you
me,
said you don't like Corey Way's twerk,
bruh, she look like the worm in Men in Black, and I like her. But what I'm
and
saying is
they
that
keep saying that Shy Glizzy and Glorilla look alike, bro.
Yo,
You
see,
know what?
That's what they saying in the chat.
yo, and so all I'm saying is that yo, that might be the type of some people. Everybody got a type. When like if I was
Shy
walking down the
Glizzy, that's
street,
your girl, right?
huh?
Ain't that your girl?
Who?
What's her name? Shay Glizzy or some shit?
Wait, what about her?
They saying her and Glorilla look alike.
Man, stop it, nigga.
They
And
saying it,
also,
bro.
Mm-mm.
nigga, she
Hold on,
probably
who the
got yo,
fuck
she
is this
probably got
said
yo,
it
she
in the
probably got
chat?
Look
a
like
whole eight.
Selena.
Hold on, it's not even about her. I'm never saying she's ugly. That's not what I was even trying to get across. Like them little skin and bone chicks, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like it kind of cringes me out when they go to the surgery. One day you look flat chested and you got a long back. You go to the surgeon table and now you got like some inflated tatas or whatever. Like, and I'm like, yo,
Oh, you taking shots at Selena Powell
I was
right
I'm
now.
about
about to
to
no,
That's
say,
say
what you
that.
no,
doing.
no, 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 no,
You
no,
Selena.
in your
no, no,
feelings.
no.
cause he
No,
bought
you don't hear
her a
what I'm saying.
car. That
No,
nigga bought
no,
her a whole car.
no, I'm not even talking about that girl. And I'm talking about really Glorilla. Like,
Hmm?
yo, if she had came in like different, I
So
would
what?
probably like, bruh, I don't know, man.
People ain't feeling you coming for Glorilla, man. Look, if she didn't do a little bit of the glow up, just a little bit of a doll up, everybody be calling her a dude for real, for real. But I feel like she doing her thing right now. And I think
I
in
think that's part
time,
of the thing, though.
I
Look,
yeah,
think I think Act was trolling everybody that attended that party. So
yo,
whenever he
yeah,
came
I
up to
take
the
that.
picture, he was gonna say something about something because if you was at that party, I don't think Act fuck with dude.
yeah, nah, I don't fuck with that whole party, man.
He don't fuck with that. He don't fuck with that. Yo,
The
man, did you
reason the
watch this
reason why I don't fuck with
600
that
fight?
party, the
Act?
reason I don't fuck with that party is because it always every interaction I seen with that dude, Michael Rubin, and uh athlete or a musician of color, there's always the undertone of just it doesn't sit right with me. Like it'll come across like put it like this: you got this nigga over here bunny hopping. You got this nigga you treating like a concubine over here. Like it's just not. If it was like shit, if it was like some other shit, maybe or maybe somebody else who threw it, I would probably be like, okay, you know what I mean? That's some regular shit. That just seems like some other shit,
It
man.
seemed like
And
some
also,
get out shit.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Half of these niggas, it always looks weird to me, and y'all can say networking all you want, but half of these niggas wouldn't go to a local community event. They don't want to be around people, right? But when I see them hanging around like a 80-year-old white man like Robert Kraft and Michael Rubin, and they're acting like they're friends, I'm like, I get it if it's just networking, but that just seems odd to me. So again, I'm gonna always have that opinion, and maybe that party just ain't for me. But you know, shit, if you in the game, you got to do the ritual shit. Fuck it.
It give me Donald Sterling vibes.
Facts. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I kind of really wanted to. Yes.
So if you got the invite, you wouldn't attend?
No, 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 no.
Fucking with that. And I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna speak on this. Act that thing. AK asked him about being pressed. I've seen Act in a situation where it could have went bad, or a motherfucker was upset at him. Upset. He was blindsided. Didn't see the motherfucker coming. Didn't realize that the motherfucker was upset. And when the dude collared Act up on the stage,
Hold on.
he collared Academics up on the motherfucking stage, pulled him to the side of the stage in a backyard to where ain't no winning. Cause the motherfucker collared him up. The motherfucker looked the nigga dead in the face and said, if it's a problem, motherfucker, just tell me what the problem and we fix the problem. Why you tripping? He never panicked, never tried to run. I can speak on it because that motherfucker was me. I
Yo,
called Ack ass
there
in
was
the
no problem up
backyard
Wack.
at
No,
2
no, no,
o'clock in the morning.
no. Wack did run up on me. There was no problem up, but Wack did. Hey, Wack did run up on me.
I pulled your ass off that stage.
Nah, nah, you did. You did. Okay, I give you that. Yeah,
Think
now I'm
about it,
on
right?
stage. Yo,
But
I'm
the
on stage.
nigga
I'm
didn't
about to see
panic.
Blueface.
He tried to get up there, right? And do some shit with Blue. I'm like, oh no, fuck all that.
Yeah,
Nigga,
I'm
I've
gonna
been
be honest
calling
with
you.
you.
Listen,
Wack
he had
Wack
me to
came
answer
out of
my
the
calls,
dark like
right?
he was Batman. That nigga, yo. So me, I'm hitting him with the normal. I'm like, yo, nah, I'm gonna talk to you after. He said, nah, nigga, come right now. We talking right now.
So listen, but I can say this: the nigga didn't panic. He didn't go into no. I didn't collar some niggas up and watch them go pussy.
Hey, by the
He
way,
didn't do none of that shit. He
hey,
said,
by
"All
the
right,
way,
motherfucker, what's up?"
hey, I could tell this wasn't the first time Wack just popped out on somebody,
Oh
cause
no.
Ray J was there and Blueface was there. This is before me and Blue started like joking with each other. Yo, Blue was just like, "Ack, I fuck with you, but I don't got nothing to do with this. I'm out, bro." Like,
Hey, you got to remember. I tell niggas the difference between me and a lot of these niggas. And you been around me, act. We done did a lot together. I come from the rank of foot soldier up, so I always know how to convert back to being a foot soldier at the drop of a dime, right?
yeah,
But I say that to say this: if that nigga was gonna be a panicky, scary ass nigga, he'd have did it then. So whatever was going on in that building, Ack was having fun with that shit. He
yeah,
wasn't tripping.
it's content.
He was.
Yo, and put like this, I also know, man, a part of there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that know me, but not everybody likes me. So, like, listen, if somebody want to crack a couple jokes on me, I'm also not that sensitive, right? I'm not that sensitive. This and third. Now, obviously, you draw the line like, yo, we're not about to, physical shit or whatever. But yeah, like for me, I'm like, I don't consider that person. I thought that
And on
the
top of
event,
that, Act, let me say this. AD invited him. So AD responsible.
yeah,
They wasn't finna let nothing happen to that man. AD invited him. AD responsible. That's simple. It ain't even
and he
that
said
simple.
that too. He said that too. He's like, yo,
Motherfucking right now, if you don't want to hear my mouth.
yeah, and I mean, I think that's the thing as a man code too, though. Like if I invite somebody somewhere, even like put like this. I mean, I definitely did it with Fulio. I didn't have to do it with Wack because Wack did it himself. When I invite somebody up for an interview, I usually make sure I take proper precautions because I don't care who they beefing with, who they don't like. I don't want nothing happening on my watch because I'm gonna feel very responsible. Now, we took mad precautions when Fulio came up. Now, the thing with Wack, when Wack came up, I think Wack was there early just scoping out the building. Like, I don't know what this nigga was. Nigga was in stairwells doing all type of shit, running upstairs, downstairs. Like, this nigga looked like he had a whole blueprint of the building before it happened, so we didn't have to do much, you know? But usually, when I invite somebody to like, for an interview, like, for example, even the other day, um, I invited Vlad to my spot. Now, here's the thing. Vlad show up with security to the majority of places. He asked me, said, Ack, do I need security? I said, because me and Vlad are brothers. You know what I mean? Like, we're brothers in media. I'm like, no, we got you. There's only going to be this amount of people there. We're going to make sure everything is good. I would never want, and I think that's what happened with him in China Max situation where, you know, when somebody put their trust in you for their safety, if they feel like that's being played with, they feel really, you know what I mean? Like, feel like you set them up. So I always take precautions. I ain't gonna lie to Wack, you do move around at some of these events, like you just in the shadows, because I know I know personally you've done that a few times where you just jump out on the motherfuckers.
Hey, let me holler at
Yeah, yeah,
you. No, but I say this, bro. I will say I know when niggas is act is comfortable in the skin. And that night, that night, wasn't nothing gonna happen.
I
They'd
think
have to.
I
But
think
fact that AD invited him. AD know me in academics relationship. Act let niggas know. Wack fuck with me, I fuck with him. AD wasn't fin. He was not about to hear my voice. Nah, how you invite
yo,
bro and some bullshit? What you doing?
yo,
You know what I'm saying? Off the rip.
and by the way, I think I'm always like within my skin and like who I am for better or for worse. But I'm always down to have a conversation with you. You
Always.
know what I mean? I'm like, I'm down to have a conversation with
Because
you.
if
You know
you
what I mean?
mad at Act, you're not mad at Act had you robbed, he killed your homeboy. You mad at Act about an opinion he's had as a blogger.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, you know what I mean? And for whatever reason, like I'm usually just not like terrified in them situations where I'm like let me. The only time it came close to that was Casanova. I ain't gonna lie. Them niggas look too big. Pause. I've never seen a team of gangbanging niggas where everybody looked like they should be in the NFL or the NBA. Everybody was over 6'4". I don't know what the fuck was that. This nigga
They
walked up.
collared you up, act? What that?
Nah, no, he tapped me on the shoulder, but I was like, damn, his hand is heavy. God damn. Yo, he said, let's go have a talk over there. It was like he was pointing to the furthest part in the club. I was looking at the door. That's the furthest part from the. I told him, I was more thinking, let's have a conversation outside without the music. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Hey, listen, y'all can call me whatever y'all want, but I'm a civilian. Reason why I told him outside, when we in New York City, when we walked in, there's mad NYPD outside. I wanted to have a nice conversation right in front of law enforcement that everything could be policed the way it's supposed to
This
police.
nigga act a
I'm sorry.
fool. This nigga a fool.
Hey, nigga,
I'm
he's a
serious.
smart civilian, nigga.
Oh me, that's a brilliant ass
Fuck
idea
out of here.
too.
That nigga said, hey,
Hey,
listen, but you know what, act? You telling that nigga that? What? Let's have a conversation outside. He ain't even knowing what you saying.
I think he might have
Okay,
got more
then,
respect
nigga,
for me there.
fuck.
He might have got more respect for me there, not knowing I was saying, listen,
Yeah.
I had to think on my feet. Okay, if this doesn't go good because the music is loud, do I have a backup plan? And I was loading the backup plan. But maybe he was like, oh, this nigga want to go outside with it. Oh, maybe he ain't. All right, whatever.
Yo, man. Well, anybody got any more questions for my brother Act, man?
Right.
I got
No,
one.
Sunshine,
he
you
here for all
here?
the smoke. Who's
Oh,
that?
go ahead.
Me.
Who's that?
It's Drea. Sunshine had a question for him, and I know she's on stage.
Go ahead, Sunshine. Sunshine is one of our elder. Go ahead, Sunshine. What you up to? I didn't even know you knew
He said
fucking
elders.
academics.
I know everything. So no, Act. This is what I heard you say earlier that it's been 15 years since you've been doing your thing, and like time flies because I kind of remember your early days, you know. And what I wanted to ask you is because I hate this fucking clickbait shit that happens now with people who are I don't know if they're trying to imitating the sauce, if they're I don't know. So what are you feeling about like how saturated like the space is with upcoming vloggers and them using like the same formula, but it's not really journalistic integrity.
Now, I'm probably going to give you an answer that you might not appreciate as much, but I do love the space that's kind of came. I think everything that some of the stuff I started and some of the stuff that even came before me um, led up to all of this. And you might call it saturated, but I always say the cream rises to the top. So you're gonna see it's gonna be up to the viewer. Like you guys get to vote with your view count. You know what I mean? Like if you see a vlogger or anybody else who either is putting out content you think is boring, you shouldn't watch. Someone is putting out content you don't agree with and you want to agree with content, don't watch. If you see somebody clickbaiting, you shouldn't watch. At the end of the day, everybody's trying to stick out. So I can't really condemn because there was at moments in my career when I was trying to stick out. And obviously when you get to that point that you did stick out, like you to last, you're gonna reel it in and you're gonna make sure you're doing what you got to do. But I can't judge the people coming up if everybody's talking about the Fulio murder, right? And obviously that's not like a positive situation, but if everybody's talking about it, you know, you're gonna get certain people clickbaiting or trying to play with titles to get more views. I can't really knock it. Um, it's really more up to the viewer, though. It's up to the viewer. There's a lane that people could make some money and have a career. There's no way to police them to be like, no, you got to do this, and it would be for me to even tell them like, oh, don't do that. Man, shoot, I was interested in Chicago, and I was like, all right. I was talking about it with my people and my friends, and looking at all the stuff that had to do with it online. And I said, oh, how could I? The war in Chirac, yeah. So you know, what I mean, that kind of sensationalized it. So based off of that, I can't really judge them too well. Also, we got to give people time to develop, right? So you're looking at somebody who's again it's 15 years in, so like now I could have a proper conversation with you, about the war in Chirac or any other thing I've done because I've gotten to this point already and I've learned. I've bumped my head a bunch of times and I've made mistakes and I've realized what's worked. So I have a whole different like I look at people even like Flacco and I'm like, Flacco's he's having a lot of learning situations. He's learning, you know what I mean? And probably not the final form of him. We gotta allow people to grow kind of when it comes to like being content creators. Now, that being said, um, I do think the people who do these content pieces do have to have some responsibility. That's one of the things I've been really understanding because like even certain things now that I use like for example I heard a whole bunch of stuff that okay this is what really happened with the Fulio thing or this person and I got to exercise that judgment also that responsibility by saying well right now that's still just super speculation also you put that out you might go endanger somebody's life you know what I mean so based off of that I move differently will somebody else put it out yeah obviously so yeah, you just gotta let the cream rise to the top, man. Like, think about, look at Wack, right? No Jumper probably had like 500 hosts in the last like year. Man, when it came to the chopping block, you know who they're not gonna let go, like Whacker 101. The cream always rises to the top. So, you know,
Yo,
I don't
I
think that's
we gotta talk about what I want to do. Playing over there, man.
yo, wait, hold on, Wack. You know what we gotta talk about? I think Adam gotta hate you because I think you done cleared this whole building out, man. You got everybody in that building unfavorable. You expose half of them. Somebody told me you were trying to get their paycheck.
I was trying to do what?
You trying to get Adam to pay you more, and the more people he fire, the more he pay you.
Nah, I never had that conversation with Adam. The deal I got with Adam, for me to ask for something more, I just be on some bullshit. The one thing you know about when it comes to business, act is real easy to do business with me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
So nah, hell no. I mean, end of the day, bro, you gotta remember, every last one of those dudes in that building was attempting to utilize my name to get their clout up. So Adam can't say nothing to me when I attack back. If he ain't saying nothing to them, you can't say nothing to me. And I warn him. I said, bro, this ain't gonna turn out well for your people. Tell them stay in their lane. I ain't gonna show them no mercy.
Yeah, and I guess the last thing to that young lady who asked me the question I was gonna say is like it, put it like this. This is what I was saying. The cream rises to the top. Man, people are gonna download Clubhouse and come to Clubhouse because they want to hear a Whack. No matter where Whack goes, if Whack went to like some underwater like transmission station if like after a while you develop a trust with certain people right like the people who have listened to me most of the people who have listened to me have listened to me like this one guy told me he's like yo I used to listen to you when I was 18 now I'm 30 and I got two kids you know what I mean so it's that level of trust that you kind of get with a content creator that's why you know what I mean I love hearing when people like something happens and unfortunately sometimes it's bad but they'll be like yo we not believing until academics report it and that's the trust you got to start you got to develop with whoever you watch because there are going to be clickbaiters there are going to be people who just going to say something just to get your view because they're trying to pay their rent for the month or whatever so it is what it is.
Eh, It's okay if I ask another question.
Go with
Go
me.
ahead, my
Can
lady. Go ahead, go ahead, go
Uh,
ahead, go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Academics, with streaming and social media changing how music is consumed, where do you see hip hop journalism going within the next 5 to 10 years? Let's talk.
No, that's a very very good question. um it was so interesting when the whole Drake and Kendrick thing happened because it kind of thrust. I didn't know I was going to be in the middle of it. Like a lot of people think that it was like scheduled. I didn't. I didn't know. I think the way I would happen is the biggest rapper Drake. He watches a lot of live streams. He watches their opinions. He watches podcasts too. Where he doesn't consume stuff is from magazines, from radio stations, which is like the older media. So Like a lot of people even thought, yo, Drake sent you that record you played. I had asked Drake, I said, Drake, is this the record? And he was trying to get the record taken down. That's what he told me. But I had to do my job, so I went on stream and I played the leaked version, the one that didn't have the sample of me. I say all that to say, what I've realized is that the majority of rappers, and even, I'm a businessman, so I also follow the money. Like, I love the music business. And, if you ever want to know where the music business is going, just follow where the money's going. I watch through a digital marketing perspective, promoting an artist has to do with what a streamer felt about it or how they reacted. I watched in real time when I remember Aiden Ross was the first one who hit me and he said, yo, act. Because he used to have like 60,000 people watching him live. And he said, hey, if you post this clip of me with a rapper who's freestyling on my stream, I'll give you a host. That means he will, like, a host is like he'll share his audience with you and they'll watch you after he gets off. And I was like, all right, that's a good deal. And that was at the moment that nobody was posting streamers reacting to music because nobody cared. Like, who the hell cared about Aiden Ross, or who even cared that a rapper went on the stream and rapped? Like, this ain't Funk Flex, this ain't LA Leakers, nigga. But I watched in real time it turn from him offering me something. Actually, it was two things. He said, I think he was like, "Yo, Ak, I'll pay you like 5 bands if you put it up, or I'll I'll host you. You could pick." And I'm like, "Nah, fuck the money. I don't like taking money from my friends like that." I'm like, "Nah, I'll just do that for you for the host." Now, 4 to 6 months later, I watch labels come to me and say, "Yo, the new thing is, did Aiden Ross like this album, like this song? Did Kai Cenat like this album, like the song?" It showcased a really big turn of what they thought influence, and also, what would be seen as like, yo, did what's that thing back in the day? Like, if you got 5 mics by the source, like that's how they used to care about journalism in terms of music. Now it was about, does the streamer fuck with your shit? Because the streamer got the kids. So when you ask that question, I think it's a very important question, because a lot of times with rap, it goes a particular way and it doesn't come back, right? Um, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do believe that in 5 years, or as time goes on, the next people who are gonna be influential in music review or promotion of music, it's gonna be through streaming, through something that might be live like a Clubhouse. It's gonna be the reviewer, but definitely gone are the days where people were saying, what I mean, I was so surprised when Sam Sneak hit me when the Drake record came out. So the leaked one came out. I played the leaked one, then I get the official one, and I play the official one, right? And it's just off of so many people caring about the moment. And in that moment, I was thinking, holy shit, because I even went live on Twitter and I said, yo, I have 350,000 people watching me right now. The biggest event usually in hip hop, like years ago, was Summer Jam. These days, they downsized from MetLife Stadium. They can't do it there no more. They can't sell the tickets. They're in a smaller stadium. People are listening to the radio less. And right now, this is this big mega beef going on that I'm at the center of, and I got 350,000 people watching. Sam Sneak hits me and says, yo, Act. I answer the phone. This is all organic. I'm like, yo, what's good with you? Yo, I'm on stream. I don't even know if he is, because I know he watches my stream. He's like, yo, I got a Ross record for you, responding to Drake's record. I said, no fucking way. He says, check your messages. I play it right away. Now, these are things that I grew up listening to Flex play Otis 20 times in a row. I've watched him drop every record. You get what I'm saying? And that moment I was realizing, I'm like, fuck. Like, I mean, I knew already that hip hop media was changing, but I realized that streaming and just journalism when it came to hip hop was different. By the way,
Well,
nothing comes without a cost. I believe that some of the criticisms I get, and sometimes they want to paint me in a bad light. Yeah, we're taking away market share, like Source or Double XL or these other magazines who used to get the looks or the clicks. Yeah, they might be watching my stream, so it's changed a lot. But I do think that streaming is going to be um, a very huge thing, and also like these. If you've been watching these YouTubers who are breaking down lyrics, it's like next level. They're breaking down like certain shit that as time goes on, people want to know more and more about rap shit. Like, back in the day when Jay probably says certain shit to Nas and Nas says certain shit to Jay, like obviously the hip hop heads would get it, but some shit would go under, go over people's heads. These days, the value is that the random fan wants to know, oh shit, that's why Kendrick was doing the hopscotch shit. Oh, that's why he was wearing he was wearing that outfit at the pop out because of the Pac thing. Hip hop fans are way more in tune than they've ever been. So that's why I think it's kind of gotten here. I know it's a long winded answer, but hopefully
No,
it
thank
suffices.
you. Thank you for answering that because I was going to ask you also because you're bringing up like DJ Flex and different things like that from back in the day. So, what are some untold stories you feel that hip hop, should deserve more before we move into this stage of AI where a lot of these stories will be lost?
Um, Well, I mean, here's the thing. So I think some of them stories that you're talking about is probably lost stories. Like these days, I like watching like even Yayo. I like watching even Game on Vlad, where they're saying stuff that because social media wasn't around. Yo, these days, like for example, this is how much, and I don't know how much I play a part into this. I guess maybe a good amount. Like Wack had mentioned the whole takeoff thing. Yeah, because like we were like really in tune with so many people watching, but like we're like detailing and breaking shit down like as it went. Like yesterday, say the Diddy shit. Diddy post Diddy post that he's getting on his jet. And it just shows you where hip hop is, where it's so detail oriented. You know the first thing I did, like the nosy ass academics that the first thing I did was look up his plane tail number and track where the fuck this nigga's going. You know what I mean? It's so much different. We don't miss shit these days. Like we barely miss things. So a lot of the stories we're hearing more in real time, or it's like that we're flushing out, right? Because hip hop coverage is turned into ESPN of sorts. You know what I mean? Like when ESPN was just all about the game, and then they would analyze practice, and they would bring a mad stats into it. Yeah, ESPN's coverage kind of became a lot. I think those stories are from previous the 2000s, the earlier years. You get what I'm saying? And those are the stories I think that we're probably going to be interested in, or we probably missed a little bit. And I think those artists now they're doing oh, my dog is tripping. Those artists now are doing interviews. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yo, keep
thank
it
you
G.
so much.
You got a question? Hold on, Empress. Keep it G. You got a question? Somebody asked me
I
about the
get.
bots,
Oh, my
Vlad.
bad. My bad. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Go get your
Hey,
question.
what's up? What's up, Act? This Keep It G Crash Out Squad. Uh, what did you think when you saw the clip of Wack almost knocking out Flacco, bro?
Well, now, no, I understood completely what Wack was saying. Also, I'm like, man, this nigga Wack not even lacking on camera. Like, god damn it, my nigga, relax. The third of all, I think Flacco will realize, and that's why I said like I have a lot of grace for people who's newer in the media side of shit. Because what Wack was saying probably went over his head because he don't realize like he's only thinking numbers right now. Okay, well this makes sense in terms of interactions, but what Wack was saying is that when you're doing this and doing this, this is how it's coming across, and that's the bigger picture of it. And Flacco was just using a micro conversation. Well, you know what I mean? Well, to keep it real, it's not my platform. It's no. But you know what you're doing, right? And obviously, I think Wack got just frustrated. But I think Flacco's a little bit like me. I don't think Flacco means to do shit intentionally to get people hemmed up. But I do think most of his moves is driven by what would be possible growth. Now he gonna grow out of that, and it is gonna take situations like with Wack for him to realize like, yo, it's having a bigger effect because anytime somebody is driven only by the growth of numbers, you're gonna go down a really dark path. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna realize that your content or whatever you call content, it's affecting other people's lives, people getting fucked up or other shit happening until you see that happening, you're not gonna realize. So I think Wack was checking him. I don't think Wack was about to knock him out because Wack's also a composed motherfucker, man. Like Wack's not a crash out dummy.
I didn't go to the do nothing to the dude. I lied to my homies and told him wasn't on no jumper that day because they was on some other shit on site with him. And I understand dude from North Dakota. I know what he trying to do, but I'm telling him longevity equals success. You keep fucking around, you not gonna even see it coming. It's a different jungle out here, and it's a lot of people. Fuck this no jumper build. This ain't the streets. It's a bunch of niggas running around, and if they see your ass at a car wash, a gas station, walking around the mall, they not gonna say nothing because of the shit you done said. They taking it some kind of way. So
Hey,
I'm trying to help him because he really don't mean no harm, but he playing
hey,
it a little bit too close in the wrong.
and that's why it brings me to my next 2 points, right? I think I know a lot of people look what I've done and probably look the path I've taken, and because I'm now at the point I'm at, I could be very open and honest. And like even say with Flacco, and Flacco might be like, "Well, I'm being edgy. I'm kind of putting it out there a bit." Well, you kind of did the same. Hey, listen, I was born in Jamaica. I've always lived in Jersey. I am not from Chicago, and I've never been. There was always a level of safety with me doing the content. I was not walking around O Block, them knowing who I am, and me making that content and me saying, "Oh well, everything is cool." Rest in peace, Zach TV. Shit could always go left. I do think that the way that Flacco moves in LA, he has to understand that thing. If you want to go cover LA culture, go back to North Dakota. If you ask me,
That's a
where you
fact.
have where you have some level of distance and safety, because now when you're walking around, it's like you're thumbing your nose at some of the people or some of the things that, again, I understand his perspective where he might be like, well, that shouldn't be disrespectful. No, but it is to some people. To you, it ain't, but to them, it is. And he has to be aware of that, right? So that's number one, where he has to know what and by the way, here's my thing too. I don't think Flacco cares that much about some of the stuff he's covering as opposed to the interaction. That's why I'm like, yo, listen, there's other ways to do it. And that's what I was saying. I've always told Flacco, I'm like, yo, Flacco, if you want to come out here and work, again, we're not really doing like, oh, let's cover West Coast gangs, but you, it would probably behoove you to not be in the middle of the madness and covering the middle of the madness. You come out here, you listen. We have a good time talking about hip hop, this and third. You're not gonna get your head knocked off. But I think also for him, I think it's a proving ground for him. I think he's looking at like, now I'm gonna show niggas that I could survive, which, you know what I mean. You know, even no matter what you think about people like me and Flacco, like at the end of the day, you realize you can't be a punk, right? So like you're not gonna just completely fold or whatever, but you also don't want to be stupid. And I think that's where Flacco just has to realize, like,
I think being smart and being smart, I get you respected. Because if you smart, you know the disrespectful shit not to do. And I'm really trying to tell dude, I'm like, Flacco, boy, them motherfuckers are Voltron on your ass, boy, overnight. You get all the tribes saying, yo, this dude down here clowning, he's saying shit, doing shit, he gotta go. And the problem with Flacco is the calls is starting to come from the penitentiary. And that penitentiary is what make these streets move. And I don't think he'll never understand that because ain't none of them niggas in that building from that. I'm like, Flacco, you prison calls are coming out here about what's up with dude. Like, why y'all letting dude get away with what he doing. And in a minute, 5 or 10 of them niggas gonna got leaving that hard. And they're, you know what I'm saying? So I like Flacco. He all right with me, but he gotta tone that shit down.
Yo, Act. Speaking of Flacco, what did you feel about that him running up on MJTV up at No Jumper? You feel like that was a play, or how you feel about that situation?
Act muted or what?
Oh, my bad, my
Yeah, he
bad, my
on
bad.
mute.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
sorry. I said I don't think that was a play. That was the most likely scenario. You see, when niggas play with you, you know you got to make an example. Even the most pussiest nigga know that. And again, I love to say that people like me and Flacco ain't gangsters and we civilians, but also we calculated too. I think Flacco knew I'm a big ass nigga. That's that skinny nigga. He probably up there by himself. I could get my again. This is the thing when I even challenge Meek Mill to a boxing match. Even if Meek beat my ass, ain't nothing wrong with it because he's supposed to. Like I got nothing to lose. He got his own everything to lose, right? So it's like with that situation, I think Flacco kind of carefully realized, okay, this dude probably not up there with mad gang niggas who's gonna do nothing to me. It's just him. I could flash out on him. He really at my home base because that's where I work. And I thought it looked good for Flacco. He just gotta be careful because the moment you show that, then other people are gonna be like, well, do it with me. So he just got to be careful with that. You know, I also say to him, or not say to him, but like I'll give an example of where I was at, and I mentioned, I think I said to Wack, I was like, yo, I don't know if he's being protected by certain people. When I was starting to do rap commentary, I remember who did I get hit up by? I think I got hit up by it was I think it was Blue Da Vinci from BMF. And mad niggas was like, "Yo, when we see this nigga, we gonna slap him. We gonna do this and blah blah blah." And they gave me an interesting proposal. Pretty much, it was just like, "Yo, check this out. All these niggas who's talking shit about you, this and third, we gonna hold you down. Ain't no nigga gonna do nothing to you. And matter of fact, any nigga who even act like they gonna do nothing to you, we gonna handle for you, right? You fuck with us, you help us do blah blah blah." And I remember specifically, like I was just like, y'all seem cool this and third, but I didn't want to get involved with that. The reason being is this. Once you start getting to that game, and now people is getting people touched on your behalf and whatever, whatever. Even if you the guy who not like that, you still involved, and there's gonna be blood on your hands. So it's like me, I just like to, I always play defense, but I stay out of it. You know what I mean? And again, I only say that because I've never been cool with the all right, well, get down with these people and they'll protect you. But if I was Flacco, I think that's the only way to I don't know how Flacco's been surviving in LA. You know what I mean?
Flacco
Facts.
has be hiding. He been hiding, but they know where he at. And more than 5 occasions, I didn't have to tell him, look, just let me talk to him. But it's getting to a point to where you doing shit or people are using him. In that situation, they used him knowing Flacco wasn't going to understand the lingo of what was being said. And motherfuckers was triggered. They like, Wack, you didn't stop you. Now you got a motherfucker up there. He disrespected our neighborhood. We got to holler at him. It's him. And Adam's whole disposition is, hey, Flacco's Flacco. Shit, he did it. Talk to Flacco. One thing about Adam, Adam don't give a fuck, bro. Whatever you do, you do. He ain't trying to save nobody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure everything is gonna. Listen, if I think I know Flacco, I think Flacco is gonna do what he got to do in LA, and when he gets to a certain point, he's gonna realize, get the fuck out of there.
Hey, yo, the new streamers is asking me, what's your advice on what platforms to use?
Stream on every platform if you can. Obviously, if you're a very small streamer, you don't have any footprint anywhere. You kind of want to. The whole thing is about building an audience. So, for example, you know, I would say to every streamer, stream everywhere. However, though, Say you're big on Twitter, or you're big on, um, you know, say Clubhouse, or you're big on maybe just YouTube. Start with those platforms, and then that's how I did. I started with YouTube, and I said, listen, I know maybe only 10% or 15% will go over to the other platform, but then start moving it. You have an audience when you could move them to a different platform. You don't have an audience when you're just a convenient person they watch because they're already watching that. So that's when you start moving your audience a bit, you know what I mean? And then ultimately you want to, these days these companies want to play all type of games with us now, all right, we'll only be over here. Well, we got to think of ourselves like brands and conglomerates, and media empires as well. So we all should be streaming or trying to give our content out to everybody who could get it. So whether you're on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, whether you are on Pandora, whether you're on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter Spaces, whether you want Clubhouse, you want everybody to get a chance, because at the end of the day, as a streamer, you should think of, even as a creator, you should think of yourself as, okay, how could I just keep building my audience, right? And you don't want to play the games like if I never got paid handsomely by Spotify, I would have never went to do a podcast that only came out on one platform. That didn't help me. It forced a segment of the population only to go there, right? It helped them, So again, you just want to build an audience, but my thing is utilize whatever you got going on, and always remember that when you're on these platforms, and I look at so many people who are on Twitter, and all they do is talk shit, and they like talking shit. But for them, it's like, oh yeah, I triggered this person, and they responded, and they never even stop to think, let me try to make this something that I could possibly get into, or make some money off of it. You know what I mean? Social media is too much of a time waster for people that's punching the clock versus them using social media as a way to try to build something. So once you start looking at it with that type of angle, you can still have fun on social media, but you would always be thinking about building an audience. Whatever. And by the way, audience, it doesn't mean you have to be a broadcaster or a streamer. You could be somebody who sell hair products. You sell hair, and you're like, shit. All right, I like talking shit about A, B, or C on Twitter. You should think about, rather than just talking shit. Okay, that's the content I'm given to bring in people here, but I need to funnel it to this potential business I got going on, right? I think that's the best way to do it.
So
Hey,
Yo, Act,
so I
I
got a
see you. Yo, hold on, Act. These bots, they saying motherfucking Meg had 30 million bots.
Yeah, I don't
That's
even want to pick.
20,000. That's 20,000 albums.
Yeah, I don't even want to pick on Meg with it, because
No, they
Wack,
ain't picking on it. I'm saying, did they? Here go the problem. Did Spotify release that, or where did that come from?
so the reason why people deem them to be bots is that Spotify. Here's the thing: Spotify isn't going to communicate publicly about that. What This is the protocol from what I understand when it comes to Spotify. When Spotify realizes that artist is botting, they're gonna hit the team up and say, "Hey, listen, we see a bunch of streams that came from this week. We think that they're not legitimate. We're gonna go through an audit. Hey, we want to warn you that if you guys are doing anything with it, or you're manipulating it, this could become a penalty or whatever." Now, granted, they're not going to penalize these people, because it's kind of hard to prove who the hell is doing it, right? Like some of these the bot situations, all you need is money. You don't even need have a login, so people could be doing it, whatever. So again, when an artist goes overboard with the bot, you have Spotify kind of like look at these streams. Oh, they're all coming from Bangladesh. You know what I mean? From like only 1,000 devices. That's in one town. Yeah, you're botting. You know what I mean? But they're
Got
not
you,
gonna
got you.
penalize. They're not gonna penalize the artist like that. Here's the problem though, and this is why people
Yes,
talk.
they will. They will. They,
No,
for one, they ain't gonna pay. Two, they'll shut your shit down.
but hear what I'm saying. Like they're not gonna put it out there. So things happen. They don't put it out there. So what happened with Meg is they felt that one of the penalties was that the streams that were suspect didn't count for the global charts. So when you see a stream on Spotify, you don't know, like, you don't know if it came from Sri Lanka or it came from Milwaukee, right? Now, Billboard only cares what comes from the United States. So there's two categories: global and within the US. They're saying that they know that her shit was botted because even after, even if they're looking at global positioning, all her streams didn't count. Now, all your streams should count for global positioning, right? If we're talking about in the US, if you see on Drake shit that he has 100 million streams, it might be 60 million from the US, so 40
From the
million didn't
U.S.
count.
Yeah,
That's because it's overseas.
yeah.
But if you see that they have 100 million streams, and then you look on the global charts and only 30 million counted, it means that Spotify isn't applying all, like, everything should count so that's the whole thinking. So, and once the sales start looking like that, they believe that's kind of what's probably it is. You know, I'm pretty sure they botted her streams. Now 30 million seems wild. Like, come on, what are you trying to do? You know what I mean?
I mean, well, it doesn't if they trying to reach the 100. If they trying to do 150 with her, right, and they're anticipating she's gonna do 80 to 120 on her own, then the 30 it don't look as suspect. Where it's fucked up at is, right, she didn't do that other number on their own. So you figure every 1,500 is one sale. That 30 million is equivalent to like 20,000. So it looked like she did like 44,000 on her own. So if they would have anticipated that, it probably would have been half that. It'd have been like, 10 million, 12 million or some shit. It might not would have looked as bad, but it is what it is. I mean, this is, I've been watching you over the weeks. You've been reporting quite a few people. I mean, those of us that have been in the game, we understand what it is and what it ain't. But I think right now for Meg at this point, it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look.
What the
No,
labels gonna do
absolutely.
going
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, definitely not a good look for Meg. But I understand
At this point.
what I understand what the thinking was. Like, there's this competition among the fans that y'all are both going for. That the whole Nicki and Meg thing. Yeah, Nicki sells 200K. It would look good if Meg sells 100K, right?
All
Yeah,
day.
of course. No, no, like,
All
I mean,
day.
like, just using that thought alone, yeah, of course they try to finesse some. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I think that's lazy. Everybody know Takashi 69. He exposed this finesse that a lot of artists do. What a lot of artists do is or their labels will give out these almost like gift cards or codes to the fan base to kind of juice up the sales, or they'll pretty much buy sales, but they'll buy it on a album level, not necessarily bot streams. So I think this was lazy. If you're just trying to bot the streams, that the streams is all coming from overseas. You know what I mean? They're trying to also use some of them using VPNs to try to act like they're not. So that was lazy. If you gonna try to inflate your sales, do it the regular way. It's still cheating, but at least do it the way that everybody been doing it, because you're not gonna get embarrassed.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And by the
that's
way,
real. You rather take the sexy red route and say, hey, I did 28,000 and say, hey, I did this, but now they saying you brought 30 million motherfucking streams. At least on Sexy Red's next one, if she do 40,000, she gonna show a growth. So you right about
no,
that.
no, she can't do the sexy red. The reason why is the thing with Meg. Meg is from that era. I mean, Sweetie was about to be in it, but then Sweetie got clipped real quick. She from that era where people believed social media following equal being a superstar, right? And I think that's off the Cardi B fallacy, where they're like, everybody loves Cardi. We all go to listen to Cardi, so Cardi's a superstar. Now Cardi sold, so Cardi, it worked out. People put Meg in that basket too, right? But if you really think about it, Meg never really did superstar numbers. Not saying she's a complete flop artist, but she never did those numbers. But people always looked at her almost like in a big three: Cardi, Meg, and Nicki, because she had that record with Beyonce, and then she had this whole movement. That's another thing that kind of captivate fans. The hot girl summer movement, and then everybody's like, "Oh my God, they believe in it." This is why when Kodak says, "I feel like she owed me something for this whole drive the boat," th- they ran up a play where they made it feel like she was much bigger than she was by just promoting these cultural movements that women all wanted to be a part of, but it wasn't necessarily only tied to her music. So now, again, sometimes you got to just keep the sales up until the sales get there. I think that's what they were
Li-
trying to do. Right now,
Listen,
after the Nicki beef, you need the sales to be good.
listen, bro. I don't mean to break everybody's heart, but you know, one, two, three. Meg ain't even in the top three when it come to doing numbers of her freshman magazine. You know, she was on Blueface's freshman magazine cover. You got Gunna,
Yeah.
you got the baby, you got Roddy Rich, you got Blueface, and then you got YB Corday. So I don't know what Corday doing, but she damn sure ain't out streaming Blueface at all. That's a fact. You gonna pull them numbers. She ain't out streaming Gunna. I gotta give. It gotta go right now. It's gonna go top three. I'm gonna go Gunna, just in no order. Gunna, Roddy, the baby. I gotta check on Corday. Blueface gonna be in there. She might be in the top five, but she ain't the top motherfucker. She had a lot of bullshit around her, a lot of talk. But when it comes to the numbers of songs, you go to the Spotify and pull the numbers up, bro. Watch this. Her top five, right? And I guarantee you, in the top five, they all not her songs. You got Wanna Be 84 million, BOA 32 million, um, Mamushi 11 million, WAP, which is Cardi shit 1.3 billion, and a hot girl song 9 million, right? Now WAP is Cardi shit, right? Now if I go to Gunna, right? Gunna top five, 797 million, 88 million, 118 million, 1.5 billion, 69 million, right? Now that's Gunna. All right, we go to Roddy. This is where the perception is crazy. We go to Roddy, 1.9 billion, 571 million, 913 million, 9 million, 398 million, right? Then we got to go to the baby, right? We go to the baby. The baby's at 2 billion, 1.6 billion, 526 million, 825 million, 25 million. The baby's actually in the number one spot, right? And then we got to go to the fifth person. Let's go to Blueface. Blueface is 339 million, 375 million, 112 million, 195 million, 15 million. So just going off of that, I gotta put the baby in the top spot. She ain't even it.
Y'all be calling her bald head ass, no edges and stuff.
That's my woman though. Academics is listening to you right now.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
bring your
sorry.
ass over here.
I'm
You
sorry.
want to be famous?
I'm sorry. Look, I'm trying to be the famous wig maker.
You got to come on the show. We got to hook you up.
Let's do it.
One thing with Megan, I feel a little bit bad for her because I think circumstances fucked her up a lot. It's probably a lot of her personality too. She never gained like she had a lot of people that disliked her for whatever reason. Obviously, the Tory thing created like a dissension with certain people, but her dealings with certain people, like shit, even her love life, um, she's never really like. She was kind of like almost the person that people thought was gonna be. Oh, you're gonna challenge Nikki one day. I, I don't think the likability factor for her, which is huge, like that's huge for every artist. If you think about Cardi B, that's one of the reasons that succeeded so much. You know what I mean? People like her, right? Now, obviously, there's certain people that don't like her, but like genuinely, you want to root for her for whatever reason. When it comes to Meg, it's like people enjoy. Like even today, I reported her sales. She sold 64,000, and the majority of people they're happy that she did that. And who knows? Maybe some of them like Tory. Maybe some of them just don't like her because of the Nikki stuff. They don't like her for whatever reason. So she doesn't, for whatever reason, she doesn't give off the energy that people want to like and root for her, which that's kind of big for every artist.
Hey, Ak, what up? It's Ebony. I had a question for you. When you said that if Ak ever goes down, y'all going down with me because I hold no secrets for nobody, who are you referring to? And what were you talking about?
Yes, so that's like another thing which I'm glad I actually didn't even clear that up because the people who ran with that as a headline didn't understand what I was saying. I was saying literally, um, people are running. It was a time where people are running headlines about me that number one, not only are false, but they were literally purporting it to be something that it's not. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where I'm like, I think I've been fair. It's an interesting thing when you think you've been fair in media to other people and you feel like you're not being, it's not being reciprocated. So when I mean that, oh, okay, there's a lot of, and it has nothing to do. I think people thought it was like, oh no, Ack is in some like fucking illumin. I don't know these
I
niggas.
mean, well, before that, you had mentioned like the industry. You said, what did you say? You said something to the effect that, let me tell you this about everyone in the industry, if I'm not mistaken. If Ack ever goes down, y'all going down with me because I hold no secrets for nobody. So, I heard the industry and I was just, were you talking about industry secrets or?
I mean, well, it depends on what you define as industry secrets. Like as somebody who runs a media company, I probably know whoever your favorite rapper is. I probably know five things about them that you don't know. That's the point, right? Like I know five things about them that you don't know, and I have to exercise tact and also care in dealing with everything, but also doing my job. I do feel like sometimes because when I get in the media for whatever reason, like I was just talking about Meg. I think I'm one of the people who are unlikable, and it could be for whatever reason. It could be like, oh, now we hear you talking about Glorilla, and we love Glorilla. Fuck you, nigga. Oh shit, we heard you talking about Carisha. It could be whatever, right? So a lot of times when I'm being mentioned, right, people usually drum up or start saying shit about me or start talking about like all right, if the headline was okay, oh, actors being sued for something, they then go into and almost purport it and link shit to it with no journalistic integrity. I have no problem with people talking about me because I talk about people for a living. But I watch outlets, I watch rappers who jump on bandwagons and shit, and I'm like, well, here's the thing. I've exercised and because I've not tried to do scummy below the belt tactics, and I could. I know all type of allegations about Meek Mill. I could just put it out today, and really just. But when I see him tweeting crazy stuff about me, I'm like, that's kind of interesting because that's one of the reasons why me and even Freddie Gibbs even beefing. I remember at first I was confused because when, if you don't know, Freddie Gibbs had a case in like Sweden or something. I know it was in Sweden, it was somewhere overseas. I was one of the people who was diligent enough to kind of keep reporting about the case, but also I wanted to get to the facts of the case. And it ended up saying, well, listen, the dude ain't even know the person who made the allegation. I was always honest to the facts about that. So when I see certain, like for example, so then something else comes out and then he's saying whatever, you know, again, people are gonna say whatever they want based on if they like you or not. And I'm like, if we're playing the do I like y'all game, I could just bring the house down because the platform that I have now, I have to exercise so much responsibility. And I keep saying that so much responsibility. I'm not protecting no one, but also it would be irresponsible for me to say certain everything. And before anybody think I'm hiding anything, there's nothing being hidden. But there are, if imagine running a media company that I do, there's a woman every day that comes to me that says this guy did this, and I have to vet it. I realize that now if I put this shit out, this shit's gonna be whatever. Hey, well, did you go to the police? Hey, did
This
this
gonna
happen?
fuck us.
Hey,
Just gonna fuck his world up, whether it's true or not.
exactly. So I have to exercise these options. Like I have to do this.
Oh, so these
You
aren't
know what I'm
like
saying?
things that they're personally telling you, but you're saying you got information on everybody because you get all the information and you vet it
Yo,
out.
Yeah.
Ebony,
What's up,
how could
Wack?
you ask him that when you sit back and see what comes to me all the time?
Oh, I know. I
They
just wanted to
really
kind of.
call. They really call act. I just could get to that some of that greasy, grimy, crazy shit people would tell me. You know what I mean? But like, if I got a war chest, his war chest is crazy as fuck.
That
This
part.
is why I don't want to get us mad and get us to feeling like I could tell you. As soon as I see something going on with your name, I hit him and let him know. Let me know when it's go time. Because if we start combining them war chests,
Oh
this
yeah,
what
it's
he mean
over.
by he has to be responsible. Because he know if he hits me back and says, fuck it, it's on, it's up. He know once he let me off the leash, ain't no pulling me back. He know that. He know I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I don't give no fucks.
and pretty much that's what I like. Obviously, people. I get it. We're in a time where like I'm not gonna lie. Listen, as much as y'all think I'm like super industry or whatever, half of these people actually not half, 90% of these people I've never met. I've never met Meg Thee Stallion. I've never met Nicki Minaj. I've never met Drake. I've never met none of these. I'm just like y'all. So but I get it now because I am earning a living from covering all this. People think that I'm in this shit through some blood oath and I'm keeping secrets of people. And hey, listen, hey, part of the reason I was clowning the white party, I don't get invites to shit like that, and I'm happy with it. I'm cool with it. I'm not the person who wants to be there. You know what I mean? It's not that I want to be there, but also I think people think that I'm part of that consortium. The reason why I think I've succeeded is because I'm not part of that. So like I get to still talk like a fan. I still talk like you. I still talk like everybody in Clubhouse. And that's I think my appeal is. So when people are like, oh, you just mad, I'm like, well, you could call that mad, but I think that kind of levels me out. You know what I mean? If I was going to all these events, like I would have probably a different opinion, or it just wouldn't be funny to me. So I create content from that perspective. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, for anybody who thought that that was like, oh, okay, nah, we got like a industry ring that I'm about to let. No, definitely not. Um, Me honestly, and I guess it's probably the fault of my own. Anytime I feel like I'm covered by um women-led media, it's never they never do the nuanced perspective. Shout out to the shade room. They reach out to me at times, and I could tell they're like, "Yo, we really not trying to kick it back in." Some other outlets I do think they are, and it's kind of odd to me because like we're all in media. Like, put it like this: Wax said it best earlier. It wouldn't behoove him or me for us to go at each other, or for like something happen to Whack, and I'm over here talking shit, and vice versa. It's like you know, and maybe it's because whatever people think about me, I don't got no PR. I don't do nothing. Like I just entertain my audience and get off and go live my regular life with my
Yeah,
dogs.
act don't give a fuck. He don't. He really don't. Yo, you go to that nigga office. That nigga act be running around the office, doing this little shit. You ready to go? Ready to go. He go talk his little shit. It's like his life is so peaceful because nothing's a gimmick. Nothing's a. It's just fuck it. Lights, camera, action. Let's go. That's it.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
hey, Wack.
yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
Hey, I was going to ask you. One person you did get a chance to meet was Takeoff. You know, R.I.P. to that man.
Hmm.
And You know, you had the incident on the stage with him. Was that your only time that you got a chance to meet him? And you know, if so, how did you feel about that? And how do you feel about not being able to actually sit down and get the interview that you wanted?
Uh, man. So I did meet up with him afterwards, I believe. But that moment, you know, obviously it's funny. You see online, you lose the real genuine moments when this shit gets online because it's all about the jokes, right? Like we try to have a good time. Like people go online to have a good time. We're not trying to get on here to have think pieces. But anyway, uh, yeah, no, that was a genuine interview. I know a lot of people thought like I think I explained the circumstance. I couldn't hear him. Man, I was a huge fan of the Migos. I would like you have to imagine. I was in the back of my car. The only time I had a regular job. The last time I had a regular job was like in the 2013, 14. I had like this job. I was still doing YouTube, but I had a job for like about like 9 months or so, and I would do YouTube. I would sneak out of my job and do YouTube videos, and I remember the people who I was doing I kept doing YouTube videos about the same things. I remember a lot of Chicago stuff. I did a lot of stuff about the Migos. It was the relevant popping rappers at the time, and the Migos was one of them. So fast forward to 2017. Now I'm on Everyday Struggle. It's the first time I'm meeting the people who genuinely I look up I'm a fan of theirs. Like I've covered you for so long. I'm getting a chance. We were trying to get the Migos to come into the studio for so long. I think they came into Complex, but it was only for like a cover shoot. This is before I knew P and Coach K, whatever. And the first time I met him was on that stage. I was so happy, a little bit of nervousness, but we didn't have any earpieces. And I remember when we went back to the hotel after the whole shit, I remember telling him, I said, delete that because I felt embarrassed because I said, man, I love this group so much. I know how people are gonna look at it. Like they're gonna think I'm playing them. They're gonna think I'm just dumb. I can't understand. Now, like obviously the content mind like kind of lived because they were like, yo, bro, this is gonna be classic. And I was just like, oh, I guess, all right, put it out. But yeah, no, just imagine where you guys are. And I don't know if you guys love hip hop. Like I'm obsessive over this shit. Like I always tell people, I'm like, I don't know how much of their life it operates, but I dream about something in hip hop every night. I promise you. Like it's kind of like, you know what I mean? And I'm happy about it. Like this is what makes me happy. Like nothing else makes me happy, right? So when I'm meeting these people, I'm happy as fuck. And then obviously when with the untimely passing takeoff, man, I was upset. Man, I was upset, hurt. Also, like whether people want to admit it or not, I know everybody just like saying, "Yo, we just in here getting our money." There's a little bit of brotherhood and fraternity, and it goes back to even what I was saying about the Adam and the whole Pop Smoke and the guy who killed him was like, there's a little bit of a fraternity in this. Like put it like this: there's no like I was talking to somebody like, I don't even want to mention who it is, but it was the manager of one of the top 10 artists in the world. And they said something that resonated with me because exactly how I feel. And they were like, yo, Act, one of the reasons I call you is because I can't talk to nobody else. They wouldn't get it. Like, it's if I talk to Wack about some hip hop shit, I can't talk to my mom about it. I can't talk to my brothers about it. I can't talk to my friends about it because this is not. They're not in this industry. So and that's kind of create the overarching concept of why we have uh there is some type of like it's like a family feel even if niggas hate each other, right? So
Mhm.
when Takeoff died, yeah, like what I mean, the reason why you saw me on stream going so hard, it was like, man, I really like that fucking group. Like what I mean, I really like all three of those guys. Me and Offset built a special relationship apart from that. Me and Quavo also we had a little rocky path because of he was dating Sweetie at a point, and I said something, and then we got better and shit. Even when he was going with Chris Brown, he sent me the record. He called me and sent me the record. So yeah, there's a little bit of fraternity here, and it was kind of anytime a rapper passes, and maybe I'm just a bitch ass nigga, but like if I had some type of relationship with them, I usually kind of I kind of care and I reflect a little bit about whatever experiences I had with them.
Now, with that being said, Rainwater had mentioned some last week. He said when rappers are beefing and one dies, that pretty much killed the other one's momentum. Being that you've been around the Chicago area, you've seen a lot of that. You know, a lot of people come and go. How do you feel about that statement?
Salute to Rainwater. I was trying to bring up that point on one of my streets. I think it's an amazing point. I do want to hear a Wax opinion on that because I absolutely agree. It's kind of counterproductive because I don't think they think like that because they're not beefing for record sales. They might know that yeah, I make a diss song, it goes up, but they're not realizing th- that guy also coming back at you and dissing you and him being relevant helps you be more relevant. They're saying I hate that. It's real genuine hatred with them, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like it's uh, think about even Vaughn before and even after King. Well, FBG Duck died. Shit. If if Vaughn didn't have a subject that we knew that was going to be the target of a lot of his disses, you know what I mean? Or you see Chicago. It doesn't matter if they die; they'll just keep beefing with you, right? They'll turn you into quote unquote a pack, like they've been
Hmm.
Tuka, whatever. But I don't think the artists ever accept that point, right? Like in reality, think about Young and Ace right now. Yeah, these diss songs going up, and maybe he could continue it because Fulio's page just keeps posting, acting like he's not dead, like he didn't get buried yesterday. But okay. Um, in reality, if Fulio's page just went quiet, 6 months from now, we would probably look at Young and Ace if he's still talking about, oh, I'm killing my ops and this and third. Be like, yo, bro, all right, enough, my nigga. What else? So really, that beef was helping both of them. They're both of their biggest songs. Who I Smoke is Ace's biggest song. When I See You is Fulio's biggest song. They kind of needed each other. A lot of times, unfortunately, in hip hop, we tune into conflict. Again, as I said, salute to Ray. I've never talked to him before, but he laid it out perfectly. When people are at odds, they might hate each other, but it definitely helps shit go down. Yo, pull like this. Kendrick ain't never been more lit than right now. Why? It's conflict.
It's
Conflict.
conflict.
We love conflict.
It's
And
conflict.
and part of conflict, you just again, if the person you're in conflict with don't die, you might flare it up again, or people watch what you drop, watch they drop. Now you could sneak this, even if you're not completely all the way into it all the time. People like the back and forth.
Like 50
That's
Cent
it.
and
Right.
Ja
The world
Rule.
is built on that.
Of
The world
course.
is built on that. They don't want to. A motherfucker don't want to hear the nice shit. They don't want to, see the handshake. They want to see a swing, a fight. They want to hear the vicious shit. That's
And,
just the world we live in, bro.
and put it like this: when I was covering, 2012, I'm covering drill music now, and I remember a lot of people saying, yo, we love this drill shit." And this is why I started the war on shot. Right? This is what the fans told me. They said, "Yo, it's cool. You're promoting Chief Keef, Fredo Santana, Lil Reese, Dirk, but you're not realizing the people they're dissing. They making diss songs too, and whatever. People wanted to listen to both sides, and I remember saying, "Well, people don't know Lil J," and I said, "You know what? Y'all prove me wrong. Tell me nobody knows Lil J at that point." I said, "I'll make a different channel if y'all show me that y'all care about these other guys they're beefing with." You know what they showed me? They cared. They watched the videos that I covered with the people that didn't have a hit song that were dissing back, just like how they watched the videos of Chief Keef dissing them. It shows people love conflict, man. So again, you know, Rainwater is right to a certain extent. You don't want your op to die. You might want him to hurt, you might want him to bleed, but you want him to keep making music because, especially until you get out of that realm where you're making primarily diss music.
Hey, Act, this Pitbull. I got one question for you, but
What's up, man?
with all this going on and all this controversy surrounding your name, and how do you feel moving without security, and when would you feel that you would be on that level to where you need to hire security 24/7? You know, I know you get death threats. I know people want to beat your ass. You know, all this kind of shit. So I just want to ask that question, beloved. So
Yeah, I mean, once you get to a certain level, you have to understand. You know, I remember saying to Van Lathan a while ago. I said, listen, when you're a controversial person, and this goes for everybody, and for anybody who might see me succeed and they be like, oh, let me try a variation of it. I guess this will be a message to them too. There's no need to be super controversial or super being the polarizing guy that people might hate if you're not making no motherfucking money. You gotta make some, listen. You need to have some shit to protect yourself
yes, sir.
because if you just out here hating, like again, if I'm going, um, if I'm going anywhere with especially like rappers, my thought is I need to have as many people and as many security as the rappers. Now, usually if I go somewhere without like those people, I generally don't have problems because me and fans love me. You know what I mean? I'm not over here cussing out fans. It's rappers. You know what I mean? So and I'm very I take the utmost caution when I'm going around events. Like put it like this: I went to the Super Bowl. I know all the niggas that supposedly don't like me is at the Super Bowl. I seen Meek Mill bunny hopping up there with Michael Rubin. I seen I seen now for real I seen him. Then he made Michael Rubin some coffee. Then I seen Lil Baby. I seen all them niggas. I had tickets, but listen, could I bring a chick? Could I bring? I went with security. The girl I was with stayed back in the hotel. Hey, we only got it was 15,000. It was a $15,000. Yo, my security was so because he's actually from Vegas. He was just so happy. He realized like, yo, I gave him a $15,000 ticket. But hey, listen, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. If you want to, again, unless you on some, if you're on some tax stone shit, cool. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna fool myself and be like, yo, whatever, whatever. Now, granted, I definitely I'm always down to protect myself. You know what I mean? You hear people saying they going whatever, whatever, run up to my house. Well, I'm a very law-abiding citizen. We try to create protocols for that. That's all good. But when I go out in public, I like to go out in public and be normal.
Got you.
The reason why I pay for security is when I go out in public, I don't have to have my head on a swivel. I remember in 2015, I went out to Vegas with a girlfriend of mine, and you know if you're dealing with someone who's never been popular or famous, not saying I'm famous or whatever, but I get recognized a lot. I could tell when somebody sees me just by the double take they do or just by how they look at me. She don't. She just in the moment. You don't want to be the person that gotta have your head on a swivel because you're not gonna have a good time with her. So now I need to have security. Should I tell that to any woman I deal with? Hey, listen, if you want to, I used to tell them like, if you want people that want to go out, oh, we could go out, but just understand what it takes for me to go out. We need this, and this, and if we're not doing that, or if it's too short notice, I can't do it. Now, again, some people might feel like, well, you're living in a box, but it's a pretty lucrative box. I'm kind of cool with it, but you have to you have to protect yourself, right? You don't want to be super dumb out there. So with me, nine out of 10 times, if you see me in a place, especially in public, you know, I'm gonna have some type of protection around me to some extent. You know what I mean? Because you never know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate your answer for that. That's a good answer, brother.
Yeah, and one last thing on that too. Like, I'm not one of these rappers, so you're never gonna hear me be like, "Nigga, I don't need security." Like what? No, I'm like, hey, listen, I love my security guards. Listen, I love my security guards. I love my I love having a conversation with my. Hey, are you licensed to carry? Okay, we have all these conversations. I'm the person that realizes that, hey, the prevention gonna be a lot better than the cure, right? Because I'm not gonna be the person be like, all right, man, yeah, you snuffed me out there. I'm gonna go kill you. I'm not gonna go kill you at all. So let me just again protect myself, and it is what it is. But that's why I always tell people, if you're gonna be in that, like, maybe you could be like Wack. I ran into Wack in motherfucking no, Wack pulled up on me, and was it I think it was Miami.
Miami. Yeah, Miami.
You're not gonna catch Wack with three security guards, okay?
No, not at
He got
all.
security, but it ain't security. He got some shit, you know what I mean? So Wack's a different type of monster, but you got to understand what you are and what you're not too. I'm not Wack, you know what I mean? So I move accordingly, and yeah, never say never, but you definitely don't want to be dumb and just be like, oh nah, I'm too tough for
I'm
that,
gonna be
niggas.
real,
Nah.
bro. For a motherfucker to really want to go do something to act, I think people just want to debate act. I don't think they really want to do nothing to act. 'Cause nigga don't do nothing to nobody. He speak his piece, and I go at it with the Chicago people all the time. Like, look, bro. I said, I'm telling you, if act put out half the shit that your people are sending him to put out, man, these niggas are really literally go spin the block, show some shit, incriminating shit, put it up, act, fuck these niggas. Act said, nah, I ain't doing it. They are begging to do it. He won't do it. Like, I just think they want to debate him, bro. I don't even think they really want to, because it got to be some more people in this world that you need to take that penitentiary chance on, bro.
No, that's
Yeah,
real. That's real, Aunt. For real. That's why I asked
and
that question.
also like I don't try to put anybody who's around me also in situations, right? So it's like, all right, cool. Let's say I go to Vegas and I got security, I got whatever, right? Now I could be on some shit like, oh word, I heard Meet Mill at Dreas. Nigga, we got 15 people, nigga, we in Dreas too. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, I could do that, make a video and be like, yeah, I got money out, but it's like, I don't even want to put like, I think about everybody. Like when I said that story about the BMF thing, it was like I was just thinking about other people who might have to do something maybe on my behalf and they go to jail. I don't even want that on my conscience. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, let me stay out of the way. And also, that's not even my scene a lot of times. You know what I mean? There's no desire in me that says I want to be popping bottles with so and so and so and so. Me, listen, I hang out with my nice little cute girls from time to time, and that's it. To me, that's much cooler than just hanging out with rappers and fake relationships. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm straight.
Hey, academics, I got a question for you. This is Freedom.
What's going on?
How did you start your career? And when you started your career, did you know you was gonna get to the level of success you got to? Did you anticipate that? And did you think that when you got to where you was gonna get to, that it would give you the name that you got?
Definitely not. I was always aiming for the stars. I didn't know what the stars was. Everybody wants to be the most successful, the biggest as ever. But so when I first started, even um, I wanted to be in the music industry or have an effect on it. So the very first thing I started, my first name was Trendsetter Productions, back in like 2000, I want to say like 8 or 9, and I just wanted to make beats like Kanye. I was like looping samples. Like I still got a laptop. I still have it somewhere full of beats, like mad beats. I used to be looping samples. But I was also in college, and I was trying to like figure shit out. And you know, I was what really brought me to broadcasting was me getting out of my shell. And what I mean, get me out of my shell, because I came to America from Jamaica like right around when I was like in middle school or something like that. And like I didn't really have that much of a social life because everybody just looked at me like, oh, that's the Jamaican kid. Like that's it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he ain't one of us. He's just a Jamaican kid. And I used to just hang out with my little Jamaican crew. So by the time I got to college, I started to make beats because I'm like super into hip hop. Like I've always been obsessed. Like that's the only thing that mattered to me. Um, and then from producing, it got me into DJing. Cause now, like obviously in college, it's like, all right, cool, yeah, everything cool, but like, where the bitches at? So now me and my homies was just like, they're like, yo, we should start throwing parties. And I remember like everybody trying to get a role. And I'm like, well, I guess I could DJ because I'm already looping these beats using like virtual DJ. And I kind of have a DJ program. So I started DJing. Now that's where like I found a real home because if you know anything about like dancehall culture, Jamaican like dancehall culture, like the DJ is kind of almost a life of the party. So I kind of really gravitated towards that. I was doing parties at Rutgers University all throughout the state of Jersey or whatever. And then, I've always been the person who's never been content. So I'm trying to grow more. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck could I do? So they had a radio station. I'm like, I bet. Now I'm about to go get it lit on the radio now. Went on the radio. I ain't gonna lie, maybe it was just already in me. Maybe I was just the instigator or whatever. I just started talking about everything going on campus. Yo, this bitch, she was at my party with this nigga. I thought that was her nigga. Blah blah. Yo, this nigga over here, I could see like he ran to his nigga. He ran to this nigga over here. He was scared. I had people calling up, blah blah blah. Like shit was going crazy, like on campus. And then right around like 2010, I started like I got the idea like, wait, you know what? If people are enjoying it at the school, yeah, let me just put it online, man. They might not understand everything we're talking about, but I think it's just entertainment. 2 years later, I get kicked off the radio station, and it was like God's timing because I had more people watching online than they were listening, at least from the stats already in real life. So after that, I was like, the whole goal was to get to Power 105 or Hot 97. I'm grinding, I'm grinding, I'm grinding. Around 2014 or 2015, especially going to 2016, um, it's around that time, that's when, and this is why sometimes you always got to grind in whatever thing you're doing. Then, like, God is gonna let shit fall into place. All of a sudden technology starts taking over. The internet become a big thing. Like internet media and blogging and news reporting start being faster and more reliable than listening to a radio station. So all of a sudden, around 2015, 2016, I'm making hella money now because everybody's coming to watch me. And I'm like, shit, why do I want to get to radio? But I'm like, I want to be, I don't only want to be a YouTube guy. I remember driving on like the highway and I think I seen like a Breakfast Club billboard. I'm like, now I want to be that guy. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep having to do things that take me out my comfort zone. That's where everything started, right? Because I was just making beats and it's a little awkward, and I started DJing. Took me out of my comfort zone. I got on radio. Took me out of my comfort zone. Then now I'm making a lot of content on YouTube, and I said, you know what? I get called to do something called Everyday Struggle, and I said, shit. You know what I mean? Like whether people want to believe it or not, I was a little bit in shape in college, but now I was at home just eating fried foods and just making videos all day up. So I'm on some Flacco shit, no disrespect to him, this is my boy. I gained some weight and it was like, yo, are you about to go do this everyday struggle shit? I'm like, fuck it. Take me out my comfort zone. I go do that. Shit worked out. You know what I mean? Joe screaming at me every day. I'm trying to get my points off. Took me out my comfort zone. But I'm like, I'm learning, I'm growing in this. And I'm also still building my own platform. I always tell people like you got to focus. Even if you have a regular job, man, try to have a passion or be an entrepreneur. Everybody's an entrepreneur. If you don't think of yourself as an entrepreneur, you're losing. If you have a 9 to 5, like what about the other hours? That's why I keep saying about people tweeting just to tweet. You got to take something to be yours. That's your financial, freedom vehicle. And so right at that time, okay, so I do everyday struggle and that's good. Joe leaves, and I'm still building the brand, and then obviously Spotify calls. Like by the time like around the Spotify thing, I'm like, I think it's already set in stone that this new wave of media is gonna last. You know what I mean? And at this point, I'm still in the mode of okay, take me out of my comfort zone. So it's like the next thing I'm trying to do is do something I feel probably uncomfortable with now, but I know it's gonna be something good in the future. So, you know, if you to answer your original question, I know it's super long winded. I'm sorry.
No, it's all
Uh,
good.
I tend I tend to do that, but I never knew that this was one of the heights. You know what I mean? I used to when I was super younger, or even getting into it, I used to be thinking about and say, oh, what would be a good amount of money I could make a month? And I won't necessarily the number, but I remember saying a number like consistently, almost daydreaming about. It. I'm like, damn, it would be so lit if I'm doing what I love and I can make this amount per month. And then I get to realize I 15x'd it. You know what I mean? So it's like surreal at this point, but it's still trying to okay, cool. all right, now I'm in my 30s. Let's try to keep pushing it.
Don't let that broke bitch in, cause she too messy. Who the fuck them broke boys with? Get out my section. Get out my section. Just pull the muscle. Goddamn, too much flex. Damn. Caught them in traffic on the accident, we pressing. Got them. Smoking Zaza every second, I be stressing. If they ain't tryna beat them, fuck it, won't you stretch them? Do that. They wipe their nose for that tissue, God bless them. Wipe it. I dropped the 4 perp, I call that shit Chris Webber. Drink. I know you niggas wanna be me, but it's levels. Bitch. I got the game tatted on me, that's forever. Gang. Wanna know my moves and all my spots, but I move clever. Move. Wanna know my stash, how much I got, but I ain't gon' tell them. Push it, run it through it, get that bag, come on. Titanic yacht, big enough for all my niggas to jump on. I know she came with you, but she looking for me to go home. Roll it discontinued like the drink I used to sip on. And that's act, nigga. Not Wack, not Quaggin', not Red. Don't let that broke bitch in, cause she too messy. Who the fuck them broke boys with? Get out my section. Get out my section. Just pull the muscle. Goddamn, too much flex. Damn. Caught them in traffic on the accident, we pressing. Got them. Smoking Zaza every second, I be stressing. If they ain't tryna beat them, fuck it, won't you stretch them? Do that. They wipe their nose for that tissue, God bless them. Wipe it. I dropped the 4 perp, I call that shit Chris Webber. Drink.
I'm the honcho, bitch. I'm about my cheddar. Quavo. Lil' hoe keep going outside, lil' bitch do better, bitch. She want me to hit it, put my blicky on the dresser, Glock it. Feeling brilliant, just like Elon, pop the Tesla. Pop it, go. You ain't got no motion, you can't stand up in my session. Get out. I said Carisha, please, cause she too messy. Please. Bitch, fuck my dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing. Not at all. You wanted the game, you should've just said it, we would've blessed it. Should've just said it. Now shit got messy. Smoking exotic shit with an exotic bitch. Exotics. Geeking, I'm bringing all kind of narcotics with me. Narcotics. Got guns on the table, I'm like, who fired this here? Who? This bitch got past secured, I'm like, who let her in?
Don't let that broke bitch in, cause she too messy. Who the fuck them broke